And it's a good morning, and I'm sure you are doing well because I am. It's a Friday, and you welcome to Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. I am Philip Nihilati, and of course, we have a lot for you on the show today. But I'm not going to do the show alone, as you all know. Nana Tufo Boateng is here with me,
sir.
And also Chris Carter. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the Friday edition of Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. And Charlie, we have too many things for you today.
A lot.
Yes,
It's a packed show.
From 7 to 11, you wouldn't want to miss it.
You know, the honest truth is that we didn't want to work today.
Oh, of course.
But for the love we have for you
Of
guys.
course.
Yeah, I mean.
Because
the
of
love
you.
we have for you guys.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. So we beg you, stay with us throughout the entire show.
Yeah.
From now till 11. And please, if you can, stay with us throughout the entire day. Because there's a lot on the channel.
And
as
even
well
the
for
entire
you.
year. And the rest of your life.
But that's what we've been talking about. They should stop watching foreign and watch Channel 1 TV.
should consume local, yeah?
You should consume local.
And the local should be Channel 1 TV. Anyway, since you're already tuned in, remember that you're part of the show. So feel free to send in your messages, your thoughts, and even those questions, those pressing questions that might pop up during any discussion. Just send it via the WhatsApp number on the screen. And do not forget to use the hashtag Breakfast Daily if you want to leave a comment on X or Facebook. I know you're watching us on YouTube Live right now. There's a comment section right there for everyone watching live. Just leave it right there. All those questions, leave them right there. We'll get to read on the show.
I want to go into farming.
Me too.
I think I'll do same.
Yeah, but I want to do snail farming.
Well, I want to do pork.
I don't think I'm ready for snail farming.
Pig.
I want to do snail
I
farming.
play with them, so like I can't watch them die.
We listened to one of the resource persons Bernard interviewed, I think, this week. And he indicated that if you enter into the snail farming, you do not lose because it looks like it's gold. The price keeps increasing every now and then. So I think it's a good venture.
I need to find that tape and listen to it. Yes, but then there's so more for you if you show up at the Agri Fair.
Right.
So if you're looking to venture into agriculture, this is a one-stop shop for you. A groundbreaking event that is bringing together all the aggregators, the innovators, the players along the agri value chain. It's happening from the 20th to the 22nd of June 2025, and you just should not miss it. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. If you're looking to participate, the number you should call is 0205-973-973. 0205-973-973. Now, here's the catch. We're bringing fresh farm produce, okay? Fresh farm produce. So right from the farm to the table. And it's going to be at unbeatable prices because there's no middleman in this affair. So just show up at the, you see, you can consider it market day at the children's park.
Of course.
Yeah, you understand?
You're to say who?
Yeah.
Who.
So come, you get your fruits, your veggies, your grains, and then of course we'll do the livestock. So your sheep, goat, cattle, pig, rabbits, it's all going to be there. There's going to be some poultry as well. So your live beds are available, your eggs. Do you know crow cuckoo?
Yeah, turkey, right?
Ooh, is that what it's called?
Crow cuckoo.
Cool.
You know
So like that's the real name.
Yeah.
You know the turkey tail. What I think sometimes past they ban that thing.
Yeah, the trophy.
But you know it can go.
Chuff is so good.
Yeah, we get
So
it
you
from turkey.
show up at the Agri Fair, and then you have access to all of these that we are mentioning. And then of course there's this little, something called kebab in there. You understand? You're gonna have beef kebab, pork kebab, mutton kebab, chicken kebab, rabbit kebab. Have you tried rabbit kebab?
I'm yet to try it.
I don't.
Your love for rabbits won't let you eat it.
Yes, exactly.
I saw the look on your face.
Because someone actually took me to a place that they eat rabbit, and they do that the point and kill thing, and I was like, no.
But you want to keep them as pets?
Yes.
Oh.
So you think those of us who eat rabbit were mean or something?
Barbaric.
But you eat chicken.
Others are also keeping fowls as pets. Others are also keeping.
So the chicken
snakes
has
as
no
pets.
rights.
Well, chicken has rights.
The chicken has no rights.
Right for the animals.
All right, people. So that's it for the Agri Fair. Show up from the 20th to the 22nd of June 2025. Fwa Sutherland Children's Park. And then you can have access to all that we're talking about this morning. The Agri Fair 2025 is brought to you by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by the Ghana Exim Bank. Legacy Crop Improvement Center, Development Bank Ghana, Agri Impact Limited. Our technology partner is Farmerline, and then we have Horticulture Business Platform, HBP, also sponsoring us. We want to say thank you to all these institutions and organizations for sponsoring this groundbreaking event. Come, one-stop shop, agri inputs, agri machinery, technology, innovations, they're all going to be available. So if you're looking to venture into agriculture, come to school at the Agri Fair, all right? Thank you.
And actually, we'll be having Frima and some of the vendors on the show today to give us details of the Agri Fair. We'll be sharing with you here every now and then. But you know, we have to keep you updated on how the preparations and all that is going. So stay with us here. You get a lot of information about the Agri Fair.
And the most important one is that the slots are fast running out. So if you're looking to participate, call now. And when you call, pay. All right, 0205.
A lot of calls have been made, but they don't want to pay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and we cannot keep the slots, open for long.
Yeah.
And if you're calling to make reservations, you need to follow up with your payments so that we are certain that you have a slot. 0205 973 973 0205 973 973.
And of course, it's still the month of June, and the month of June, like you already know, is the City Business Festival, which started from the 1st of June to the 30th of June 2025. And it's actually everything you need to know about business. If you're watching Channel 1 TV and listening to City 97.3 FM, you will know that we have been talking about different industries, talking to experts, learning from each and every one of them, knowing the new innovations that are coming into this industries. In fact, it actually prepares you and gets you ready for the world of business. And we want to say a very big thank you to our sponsors, Absa Bank, MTN, and Zonda Tech Ghana Limited. And still on the back of the Absa City Business Festival, we have the on-air series that have been running throughout the week. And each time we bring you an expert that comes to talk to us about different topics in different industries. So do well to stay tuned with us right here on Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM.
So make sure that you are part of this event. A lot of things we have for you in the month of June. Agri Fair is here for you, and also the City Business Festival. A number of activities. Yesterday we had the City Business Forum at Alisa Hotels. We spoke extensively about interesting topics within the business field. And today, or yesterday, we also brought you the on-air series of the City Business Festival the entire week. Last week too, same. We are doing everything like that in this month of June. Stay with us. We have a lot for you here on Channel 1 TV.
Alrighty, so the show goes into full gear now, and we're going to begin with the newspapers. A number of them went to press today, and I'm starting off with the Daily Graphic, which front page says, President intervenes in radio stations closure. Ministry gives a 30-day ultimatum. Yesterday, we know that the National Communications Authority announced the closure of some radio stations, I think about 64 of them, but the most popular ones will be Asasi Radio and Wuntumi FM. But the president intervened and gave some clemency, and so the minister speaking on the floor of Parliament announced some 30-day grace period for these radio stations to regularize their operations and deal with the issues of breaches raised against them. All right, so that's it. The president gives 30-day ultimatum after intervening in that closure by the NCA. OSP conducts search on SML. OSP conducts search on SML. State enterprises must sign performance contracts. This is SIGA speaking. State enterprises must sign performance contracts. That's SIGA speaking. Then you have employee well-being key to organizational success. Employee well-being key to organizational success is attributed to a legal expert. When you go to the back page, BECE, when will the issues end?
Another exhibition of practice.
Yesterday, I did a mini editorial on it, and you see, from where I sit, these children are going through an assessment of what they have learned So it's a test they are sitting for. But the real test is a test of character.
Right.
You get it? The character of the WAEC and its officials, the character of the invigilators, the teachers, headmasters, the parents, and the students themselves. You see, and the students should be made to know that it is their future.
Yeah. And
so they should take it into their own hands and get serious and study, go and write while adhering to the regulations of the examinations, pass and go away. Instead of engaging in some of these things. Just look at this.
Practice.
10 invigilators are arrested over exam malpractices.
Oh, it's even the invigilators. Okay.
You see, that's why I listed all these people.
So the invigilators were assisting or sort of helping the kids to do the wrong thing. Wow.
This country called Ghana. 10 invigilators arrested over exam malpractices.
Don't you think, okay, I don't know how this is going to sound, but it just popped up in my mind. Don't you think probably it's time to change the way these exams are actually put out? Yeah, exactly.
Listen,
maybe the system needs to change a bit. It's been the same old thing every day, and the same thing keeps happening every day.
I don't support exams at that level.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because I don't think your education should cut off at that point because you couldn't make the grades.
Yeah,
you could get better while growing. You get it? And that's how come, due to the level of access the free SHS gives, it makes a lot of sense that even if you do not get
the required
grades that previously would have truncated your education, you are able to go further into the free SHS due to access. You get it?
And it's also created its own problem.
It's created its own problem because we know, I mean, there's inadequate infrastructure, inadequate personnel and all that. Even the funding, we are not too sure if there's a dedicated source of funding for it. But like you said, we need to actually revise the entire education system in this country.
Well, when you spoke to engineer or the analyst who has been coming on the show, he says that it looks like BECE is outmoded. And
exactly. The problem was supposed to solve.
Miracles also said saying.
I think all three guests that morning agreed that there was a need for a change in our education
Our lady here didn't write some.
She didn't write BECE.
She wrote America. Anyway, let's go on.
GHS to conduct 2-week immunization program. That's the Ghana Health Service to conduct a 2-week immunization program. Yesterday, Akando spoke on the Mpox thing.
Yeah, 85 cases.
They are containing it. The health minister, he mentioned that they have 85 cases. It's just only one on admission, and they are putting measures in place to ensure efficient and effective management of the cases. So we wish them well. But for the rest of us,
we need to be careful.
We need to be careful. And personal hygiene. Hygiene.
I think we should just stick to the
back to the COVID-19 protocols.
If possible, please start selling the sanitizer and also the nose mask in the traffic and all that, so that we can purchase and stay safe.
Right, you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, so on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, we have 2025 World Day Against Child Labor. 98,252 trapped in child labor in Ghana.
Can you imagine?
And that is by Shraj. Well, this is a lot of numbers. And if you look inside, that's on page 12, you would realize that, some of our cultural norms and practices are actually what have normalized the child labor. We do not realize that, okay, this is child labor.
Because I'm a farmer, my child should farm with me.
Exactly.
I am a fisherman. My child should follow me to sea. Your child should wake up
at that same time.
I am going to do galamsey. My child should follow me to go and do galamsey.
Right.
But that is not right.
But also for the person in the rural area that doesn't think of it that way, because he's like, if you do not go with me, that means you're not eating.
You're not eating.
At home,
right.
It's not right.
I do this to make money to feed you.
The children have their own rights as enshrined in the 1992 Constitution.
So there was actually a video, I think 2 to 3 weeks ago, of a woman. She woke up at 3 a.m., taking her child to school at 3 a.m. And most people were like, oh no, but you don't do that to a child. Why is a child waking up at 3 a.m. To go to school? But from another angle, someone said, oh, she's a baker in that school.
Oh, so she has to.
So she has to. So the tentacles
It's
are a lot,
complicated.
very, very
It's
complicated, you know.
complicated.
So it's
It's
an issue of
complicated.
cultural norms of, you know, you
Yeah.
have to work with your parents, you have to help your parent, and there's the issue of poverty.
Yeah.
Because if they were not poor, she would have had enough
course.
sleep at home. And she would
course.
have been at home and her mother would be going to do the work and then someone would actually take her to school.
Yeah.
So there was even one time the driver came to pick me up at 4 a.m. You know how early they pick us
Yeah.
sometimes. So at 4 a.m., I saw a kid going to school at that time.
Really?
Yes.
I don't could be a school now.
And I was like, what is going on? And the driver was shocked.
Really?
At 4 a.m.
4 a.m.
And obviously, you know how my area is. It's not like it's like the best, but
Yeah.
obviously the roads. I'm thinking, okay, something can happen. What if this child is kidnapped? What if something happens to this child?
Wow.
The system that is expected to help us progress in life has failed us.
Yes, it has.
Basically, that's what it is. You see, if there was a proper transport system where you know that there's a designated bus station and a designated bus that will drive in front of the kids' school, and you are not waking them up at 3 a.m., you perhaps would have to beat traffic, and so
Yes,
you want to
and
leave
go do
early.
that.
But you make arrangements for the child, the uniform, the lunchbox, whatever, the previous night. If the child is up by 6, they know they can catch the bus by 6:15, and life goes on smoothly.
Right.
But we do not have that system. We are not there yet. And it's not like the people in authority don't know this. They travel more than you and I.
And they know.
They know this, and they know they can do it. But politics is killing us in this country. I keep saying that for political expediency, the general public will continue to suffer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they'll subject every single thing to their political jargon. If it doesn't feed into a certain agenda,
We will not do it.
Right.
We will not get it done.
Right. Anyway, we have here adhere strictly to DACF guidelines. GAR minister tells MMDAs. Meeting between GR and MA, Select Committee on Health gives glimmer of hope. NCA clamps down on 62 defaulting radio stations, but President Mahama requests clemency.
So on the front page of Daily Guide, the U.S. hails Educhum for education excellence. YEA Zoom Lion contract over, that's Mahama. YEA Zoom Lion contract over, coming from the presidency, John Dramani Mahama. Government gives shutdown radio stations 30-day amnesty. And that is it for the front page of the Daily Guide.
all right, let me bring you the Herald newspaper. Mahama's cabinet ends Zoom Lion's 1.3 billion Ghana cedi waste management monopoly. YEA contract will not be, I'm sure it's supposed to say renewed.
Will not be renewed.
Will not be renewed. But it says removed here. I don't think that's correct. It should be renewed. Mahama's cabinet ends Zoom Lion's 1.3 billion cedi waste management monopoly. YEA contract will not be renewed. Defense Minister exposes in Team Fojo's ignorance of military reshuffles. Hey. Defense Minister exposes in Team Fojo's ignorance of military reshuffles. Nyaho Tamaklu wants Republic Day restored as national holiday. Hey, we like holidays. Nyaho Tamaklu wants Republic Day restored as national holiday. NLA will collapse without KGL's strategic partnership, XPRO warns. Asasi Radio and Wuntumi FM taste Ekufuado era media clampdown, but presidents grant 30-day amnesty.
That was very fast yesterday.
People can write in this country. People can write.
Right.
The power of the pen.
On the front page of The Informer, I'm going to start with commentary on page 2. The dangers of playing the religion card in Ghana's politics. You can read that in page 2. Oforiatta faces international manhunt as OSP, Iyoko, and NIB pursue extradition. Ooh. Wow, things are changing.
Yeah.
NDC guru laments neglect by appointees. And the big one here, you have no stake in MPP. Ken Ejapon scorns Muslims. Wow, I guess that was why that commentary is there, the dangers of playing religion. Yeah. So Central NDC reports chairman to G-Tech over academic title. And KGL NLA contracts quickie clean.
On the front page of the BNFT, ADB explores strategic agri insurance partnership to enhance farming. See page 3 for that. Also, cost of printing CD jams, 47% in 2024. And mining, Chamber of Mines projects strong growth in 2025. And collateral registry fuels 31% annual growth in secured lending as registry marks 15 years. And from the digitalization side, air border security gets digital overhaul. This is on the front page of the BNFT.
All right, let me bring you the Inquisitor newspaper, which says, Aye critical can to be extradited. Aye critical can to be extradited. Dr. Boama justifies release of army generals. Let's be measured even in disagreements. Afenyomakin 2 MPs. NLA KGL deal best since 1958. This NLA KGL thing, maybe we should start paying attention to it. It's like it's always in the news. And I'm not too sure exactly what is going there. Why this, it looks like it's coordinated PR. It's in almost all the papers this morning.
It's here too.
So what exactly is the agenda?
So it's NLA KGL contracts best so far. That's on the Daily Guide.
It's here also. NLA will collapse without KGL strategic partnership. And then it's also here. KGL NLA contract is the best contract so far since establishment of NLA in 1958. It's like it's everywhere. NLA, KGL. What's going on?
We should explore it.
Perhaps.
See what is really there.
Perhaps. Anyways, there's a final one here from the NPA boss, Godwin Kujo Aduji Tamaklo, who says, observe safety practices to avoid fuel-related accidents. Observe safety practices to avoid fuel-related accidents. That's it for the Inquisitor newspaper.
All right, and the front page of the Chronicles is still, we still have the KGL NLA contract news. And big one also, nurses demanding 588 million Ghana cedis funeral allowance from government. That's a question. Edutrum's educational exploit recognized in Los Angeles. And also we have the scripture of the day coming from Ecclesiastes 5:10. He who loves money will not be satisfied with money, nor he who loves wealth with his income. This also is vanity.
Anyway,
Vanity upon
vanity. The Ghanaian point, Mahama is the only one who can research Ghana, coming from Kwame Pinin. We rely on time-tested precedents. Defense Minister on termination of Major Generals. And also President Mahama orders NCA to restore licenses of 64 suspended radio stations. 24-hour economy policy to take effect on July 1. NIB investigates NAPO over mat sets procurement. Other issues coming from Deputy AG Justice Shrim Sai.
All right, so I believe we can go online now. I'm going to start off from channel1news.com. What story are they leading with today? Ramsar sites are yet to be reclaimed weeks after demolition. Ramsar sites yet to be reclaimed weeks after demolition. Expired authorization. We haven't received any notice from NCA. That's Bewa Radio. Bewa Radio says on the matter of expired authorization, they haven't received any notice from the NCA. Now on the City Business Festival, prioritize marketing, branding, and customer experience. Professor Hinson urges agri-business. Prioritize marketing, branding, and customer experience. Professor Hinson urges agri-businesses. Radio shutdowns. Mahama's reversal of St. George's directive curious. That's the MFWA, Media Foundation for West Africa. Radio shutdowns. Mahama's reversal of St. George's directive curious. And then when you go onto the website, you find a list of media houses facing shutdown by the NCA. You find a list of media houses that are facing shutdown by the NCA. Manasseh Azure cautions MMDAs against kickbacks following Zoom Lion deal termination. Manasseh Azure cautions MMDAs against kickbacks following Zoom Lion deal termination. We take Mahama's clemency with a pinch of salt. Afenyomakin on radio shutdowns. We take Mahama's clemency with a pinch of salt. Afenyomakin on radio shutdowns. Now, nurses strike. AUFREA expresses optimism for resolution by end of day. Nurses strike. AUFREA expresses optimism for resolution by end of day. AUFREA, I think, is a ranking member on the Health Committee of Parliament. Yeah. 2025 CBF, Trump's trade war creating new openings for Africa. And that's Dr. Ekospio Gabra, a former trades minister, who was speaking at the City Business Festival, a forum as part of the City Business Festival yesterday, which was held at the Alisa Hotel, Northridge. All right, same forum, a different story. Ghana must focus on fewer sectors to drive diversification. That's ASSET, the Africa Center for Economic Transformation. ASSET speaking there. But speaking, of course, at the 2025 City Business Forum as part of the City Business Festival. Mahama requests clemency for 64 radio stations shut down by NCA. And then you have robust transport key to unlocking AFCFTA's full potential. Abscess Emmanuel Mensah. So, okay, he was also speaking at the forum yesterday as part of the City Business Festival. So go online, channel1news.com, and you can get details of these stories and several others. Yep.
All right. So there you have it. Everything on the news. So you can either go online or go get one of the papers, and then you can read everything that we just shared here as headlines. But now it's time for us to go on a quick break. And when we come back, Breakfast Daily will be back with more.
Asilwela ukunqoba kuphela, kepha silwela ukwakha isizwe esinohlonze. Sekunjalo.
Life can get hectic, and sometimes we forget to prioritize our well-being. That's where Vernal Mineral Water steps in. A refreshing solution packed with essential minerals, Vernal Mineral Water keeps you hydrated and balanced. Whether you're at home or work, Vernal Mineral Water is there to keep you going. Don't let a busy schedule hinder your health. Make Vernal Mineral Water a part of your daily routine. Share the love with Vernal Mineral Water, the choice for a healthy, vibrant you.
This advert is FDA approved.
Asilwela ukunqoba kuphela, kepha silwela ukwakha isizwe esinohlonze. Sekunjalo.
This weekend on Footprints, we remember veteran broadcaster Mike Egan, reflecting on his remarkable journey in broadcasting from the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation to the BBC and the lasting legacy he leaves behind in Ghanaian media.
I take pride Again, if you permit me to go on top.
Please.
To be the first person to introduce phonies in Ghana in 1972.
Wow.
During the Champions Reign. I started promoting CK Man and said a lot of nice things about his music, but did not do the same thing to Nana Mpedu. In fact, when I compared them, I said Nana Mpedu's music was repetitive. Not
so you must have caused the problem.
Well, maybe I did. One of the people I interviewed was the highlight, I would say, is Dr. Ifimamu.
Yeah.
He was then, I think, 75 when I interviewed him on my program.
Oh.
1, 2, 3. Well, welcome. Well, welcome. Well, welcome to the show. Pam, 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 parara.
Footprints shows every Friday at 7 p.m. with a repeat on Sunday at 4 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
This Sunday at 10 a.m., Adoration ignites with a fresh fire. Join Edinam Bright Davis as she hosts the dynamic Reverend Pajo Makwe, a man of power, presence, and pure anointing.
Welcome to Adoration with me, Edinam Bright Davis. It's a time to join us to lift up your hearts and hands in adoration to the King of Kings. This is Reverend Pajo Makwe. Reverend PJ.
Reverend PJ Makwe. Reverend PJ Makwe is an ordained minister of the Lord. I've been in the field for like 40 years, if a little more. And I am with Living Streams Ministries International. I've been the pastor of music for a long time.
Worship, praise, power. Don't just watch it, experience it. Tune in to Adoration this Sunday at 10 a.m. only on Channel 1 TV. Don't miss it.
Looking for love every day, looking for the one he calls happy place. Open up his eyes, it seems far away, and it seems like living in space. He's in t-shirts telling him he's run out of choices. Looks like he's living in a bubble of poison. He goes around with a smile and charades, hoping his eye will give him some shit. When the day is done, he breaks down and cries and asks, "Oh God, this is for me." And feel like I'm running through a water grenade. It's like an avalanche, mountains of emotions, views of desperation, cliffs of aggravation. And it feels like waves of regression, force of oppression, I've been overlost. These are here running out of options. Looks like he missed his directions. Poked in the face with no caution. He's bending into his fears. He wish he could just fades out of this life of a maze, cause he's lost all the taste of life. When the day is done, he breaks down and crying, asks, oh God, this is for me. And it feels like I'm running to a wall of grenade. It's like an avalanche, mountains of emotion, hills of desperation, leaves of aggravation. And it feels like waves of regression, force of oppression, heartbeat of lust. Where do I go? Who do I call? I've been running, but it seems not far from the wall. Where all the lights go, seems like the fall has knocked me out, has knocked me out. It's like an avalanche, mountains of emotion, leaves of desperation, leaves of aggravation. And it feels like waves of regression, force of oppression, the heartbeat of life. Cry we day. Some of us don't see anything better. I cry we day. Some of us they leave hand to mouth. I cry we day. Some of us they survive with sugar mummies. I cry we day. Some of us they live off sugar daddies. We dey see things and we know things where they happen. Believe me when I tell you things that go on. And we know say and believe say everybody getting movement. We know the juke eye, we know the judge you, cause we have records. And it's God. We say mind your business. This life will come and this place in day. Brother, mind your business. Yeah. We say mind your business. Hustle your own, make I hustle my own. Oh, mind your business. Yeah. I cry we day. Men they get side chicks, all of them are friends. I cry we day. The daddy on your girl phone, no be a real daddy. I cry we day. We go enter car, they go Accra for Accra. I cry we day. For sec with them go thief your phone, but your music still they play. We dey see things and we know things where they happen. Believe me when I tell you things that go on. And we know say and believe say everybody getting movement. We know the juke eye, we know the judge you, cause we have records. And it's God. We say mind your business. And this life you come and this blessing day. Brother, mind your business. Yeah. Say mind your business. make her they cry for public. This not be what you promised. If I see your text, then I panic. My heart just skip, you hurt me. You make her feel lost in public. This not the love you promised. See how you left me defeated. How you feel be so heartless. You make her feel say you don't love me and you there for me. I give you my heart and you break down. You show me shaking. You show me shaking. You show me shaking. You show me shaking. Show me shaking. Yeah, you show me shaking. Show me shaking. You show me shaking. Show me shaking. This girl, you show me shaking. Show me shaking. Show me shaking. I didn't know the angel I was holding on to was a clone of a beautiful, disastrous monster. She ate me up. Now I'm left, my eyes done open. Show me shaking. Show me shaking. You show me shaking.
You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 TV, and it's time to get into an interesting conversation. We're going to speak about the Basic Education Certificate Examination, BECE. I don't know what year in which you wrote yours and under what conditions and what your own experience was, but you can join us with all of that by texting into the show right here on Channel 1 TV. You can follow us on our socials as well, and we're live on YouTube. When you're tweeting at us on X, don't forget the hashtag Breakfast Daily. All right, I'm here with Philip, and joining us via Zoom is the Head of Public Affairs, West African Examination Council, that's WAEC, Mr. John Kapi. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It's good to have you. Quite a busy week for you, and let's just have a quick assessment of the exercise so far, if you can give us that.
Thanks very much, and good morning to your listeners and viewers. Basically, we have been able to organize successfully so far. All our stationery has gotten to all the examination centers. We have also been able to reach every single person who registered for the examination. There have been pockets of disturbances here and there. Otherwise, I think it's been a smooth process so far.
What exactly would you describe as these pockets of disturbances?
Well, there has been an assault case on one of monitors in one of the regions. Besides that, we've had also cases where invigilators were found dictating answers to the candidates in the examination hall.
Wow.
We've also had situations where invigilators had taken snapshots of question papers and were circulating same on social media platforms.
The last time we spoke to you on one of our news bulletins, Newsfeed, you told us that 3 invigilators had been picked up. These invigilators were involved in taking snapshots of exam papers. Has this number increased? What is the latest now?
As of this morning, from my monitoring, we've hit 16 so far.
Wow.
Mostly 13 of them being invigilators, 1 supervisor, 12 invigilators, and 3 persons who were not directly related to the examination.
So these 3 persons, what was their business at these centers?
So 2 of them were, trying to work out the answers and circulate same to the candidates in the hall. 1 who described herself as a fashion designer had in her possession photocopied responses that she was going to circulate at the examination center when she was picked up.
It looks like this time around your monitoring and surveillance is quite top-notch. Kudos for that. But what changed? What strategy are we implementing this year?
Well, we held some stakeholder engagements across the country. We held engagements with regional directors of education, district directors of education. We had also NAT, NAGRAT, we had CHAS, we had the security agencies, some chiefs, and quite a cross-section of our society. We brought to them the situation at hand, especially issues regarding examination malpractices, the people who were involved, and the potential of it destroying our educational system. Now, I guess that most of these people we spoke with bought into the idea that we needed to come up with a collaborative effort to fight this menace. So this time around, a lot more people have been deployed to monitor the examination. We have personnel from the Ghana Education Service. We have the National Intelligence Bureau, the Ghana Police Service assisting, and national security is also out there. There are a few NGOs in education who are also out there monitoring. And so we have a cross-section of people who are assisting us to monitor all the examination centers across the country.
Beautiful. And I'm sure that, we are estimating that 600,000 candidates will sit for the BECE. Did you have some areas where some candidates weren't able to participate in the exercise? Because you understand that some in an area like, is it Donko Pompo or something in the Joabeng area, a student or a candidate had to jilt the exams to go do galamsey and other things. Were there issues like that? And if yes, if you can tell us some of the issues you've encountered.
Well, as we speak, there hasn't been any formal complaint or report about any candidate being unable to participate in the examination. Apart from cases of illness on the part of some of the candidates. And yesterday, I'm told somewhere in the Western region, a motorbike ran into some candidates who were buying food by the roadside. Otherwise, we've been able to reach everybody. There has not been any formal complaint about anybody being unable to write the exam.
Wow. And you spoke about some invigilators being arrested for examination malpractice and all that. On the student side or the candidate side, are there issues like that in terms of examination malpractice?
Yes, we recorded some malpractice on the part of examination candidates in one of the regions. About a room that had about 31 candidates, 16 of them had in their possession photocopied answers. So their statements have been taken. We've also had a situation where about 5 candidates had mobile phones on them in an examination hall. Their statements have also been taken. A number of other places where, we found prepared notes and all of that, but we are unable to put out these figures because they keep going up by the day.
Yeah.
And so when the exams are over and the assessment is made, we'll be able to put out exact figures of people who, or candidates especially, who were found involved in this kind of thing.
Wow, well, is this interesting because isn't that these students or the candidates were screened before entering the examination hall? How are they? Well, maybe you may not know, but for what you've picked up on the grounds, how are they able to have access to these things in the examination hall if they've already been screened before entering the exams hall?
Well, some of the reports we received before the commencement of the examination was that some monies had exchanged hands. Candidates were asked to pay some monies to receive assistance. The rule actually is that before the candidates go into the examination hall, they are searched thoroughly to ensure that they do not carry anything along. It could be deliberate, it could also be by mistake. And so the invigilators are supposed to search them thoroughly before they go in. Unfortunately, my suspicion is that either there's no search at all or the invigilators simply gloss over some of these things because there had been some earlier arrangements to have them do these things.
Wow. Mr. Kapi, who qualifies to be an invigilator for the BECE?
Invigilators are supposed to be teachers. They could be teachers in the basic school, that is a primary school, lower and upper primary, or they could be from the Ghana Education Service or the district offices, or they could be teachers in the senior high schools. As much as possible, try to avoid using teachers who are teaching JHS for very obvious reasons. So the district exams officers are the ones who are made to recruit these invigilators for us.
Very well. And I'm sure that some level of screening and background checks will be done on the invigilators as well.
Certainly, we always ask, we have certain specifications that we ask for. For example, they must be certified teachers. They must be people who are in education. There must be people who should be able to, manage children in such situations. So these are just the basic, things that we require of anybody who would be an invigilator. We don't go beyond as if to say we probably will go to the police and find out whether they have any criminal record or not. No, we don't do that.
Right. And how many invigilators do you deploy this year?
Well, it depends on the population of a particular center. Usually for the standard thing is that for every 30 candidates, we have one invigilator, just so that we do not have too many for the person not to be able to manage them. So we have about 2,237 centers across the country. So certainly we have about 21,206 invigilators across the country.
Wow. And even with these invigilators, you stated earlier that some of them have been arrested or picked up.
About 16.
16 of them. Which people did the picking up? Is it the monitoring team made up of who? Policemen or external invigilators, as we call every now and then?
We have some external monitors who are going around. For example, the GS, yesterday, for example, I received a call from the Western region where an officer from the GS headquarters accosted a teacher who was busily dictating answers to the candidates. There were some also who were picked up by our specially trained monitors. Our own staff have picked up a number of them. Now, usually what happens is that at every center, there's supposed to be a police guard, if you want. And so when these people are found with these things, that police officer on the ground assists to get that person, the culprit, to the police station. Again, as an office, we have a collaboration with the police headquarters here in Accra. There's one deputy commissioner of police who is with us on a platform. So as and when there are issues around the country, we quickly get in touch with him. So he's able to reach their regional commanders, the divisional commanders, and so quickly these people are picked up.
What happens then? Statements are taken and then they are made to go?
Well, statements are taken, but then per the WAEC law, these people would have broken the law because anybody who is found in possession of a question paper or answers to the questions other than the candidates has committed a crime. And so the WAEC law is going to be applied. All of these people will be arraigned before court and they'll be charged.
And within the WAEC law, maybe educating the public, what does it say?
Well, the WAEC law says that anybody who has any, who is in possession of a question paper or any examination material in the course of that particular examination has broken the rule. Per the WAEC law, you should be taken to court. You could be sentenced to a period of incarceration, or there will be a fine, and you have to pay a fine for, possessing those items.
Mr. Kabi, let me take you back a little. I know you spoke about persons who were unable to show up to partake in the exam, and of course, those who have had health conditions also. You mentioned a motorbike running into some candidates somewhere. What considerations or what arrangements are made for such persons? Especially, we are hearing somewhere in the Ashanti region, a pregnant candidate had to deliver. If you are aware of this, what has become of this particular candidate?
Right, so we got to know, we received information that one candidate went into labor in the course of the computing exam, I think so. With cases of that nature, what we normally for every center, there's supposed to be a kind of infirmary or a makeshift health facility where candidates can be taken to for first aid. And if there's a need for them to be transported to a bigger health facility, that is done. Now, in the case of the young lady who, put to bed that particular day, she was taken to the hospital. What we do is that if the candidate is able to return to the examination center anytime, they can continue with the examination. But we do not have a situation where we take the question papers to them at the health facility. Now, yesterday in one of the centers here in Accra, a candidate, suddenly collapsed. An ambulance was brought there. He was in the ambulance and he said that he was in the frame of mind to continue. So in the ambulance, he was writing his paper. So that is what we do, because previously we could, send the paper to a candidate in a health facility or wherever they are. But we realized that was a source of, leakage, a source of, examination malpractice. So we stopped doing that a number of years ago.
Very well. Now, you have done this over the years. With the numbers you're recording, and if there's an established trend, are you able to give us an indication whether you are recording an increase in the malpractices as against, say, comparatively last year? Although I know, this is not your final assessment, but if you have a fair idea what the numbers looks like and the trend, if there's an increase.
Well, this year, I think that there has been a decrease in the numbers we've picked up. At least last year, within the first 2 days, we're hitting the 20s and beyond. But then we have done just about 2 days, and the reports we are receiving indicates about 16. Well, I cannot say that these are all the people who are involved. Probably these are areas where our people were able to pick them up. There could be some who would have slipped through.
Very well. This is something that bothers all of us, and so it's good that what you mentioned, the stakeholder engagements and all that. But going forward, do we have a plan that will help us, weed out some of these things to ensure students uphold the integrity of the exam?
Yeah, as a council, we have been looking at other options. Of course, we need to collaborate with other institutions of state in order to make this a success. There have been, talk about having examination pavilions across the country so that candidates can congregate over there, probably install CCTV cameras so that we're able to monitor them from wherever we are. The other thing that has been considered has been to move into computer-based testing, or CBT. We are piloting with one of our small examinations, see how it will go. And if there's internet connectivity and the infrastructure is set, we should be able to move into that era so that we don't have a lot of people being engaged. When a candidate gets into the hall, you sit behind your machine, and when it is time, we simply press a button. The questions are there. You answer them. There could be an answer booklet, or if you have typing skills, you type out your answers, and then the exam is over. But these are things that have budgetary implications. They are long-term projects, and then they are capital intensive. So gradually, I believe that we'll be able to get there. But for now, what we're trying to do is to, start with what we call item randomization, or what is popularly known as a serialization. So where we have, different questions, the same examination, but depending on the district in which you are, the questions are kind of jumbled up a little bit. So we do that with the objective test, and in due course, we'll move also into the written test, just so that this posting of questions on social media would not be beneficial to the people who want to cheat.
Mr. John Kapi, in time past, we know that the exams is written from Monday to Friday. Then we know that by Friday, when we are done, we are rejoicing from Friday to Sunday and the rest. But why the change? Starting on a Wednesday and ending on a Tuesday and a Wednesday again. Why the change?
The change is not on any technical basis. Before the commencement of the exam, there was the Eid al-Adha. And previously, the last one, for example, I think the government granted them 2 extra days for the Muslim festival. So this time around, because we always want to work ahead of time, we always have our timetable months ahead, just so that we are able to tell where logistics should go to. So at the time that this timetable was being finalized, the government had not announced the number of days that will be granted the people, our Muslim brothers and sisters, to celebrate their festival. That was the reason we shifted the thing from Monday 9th to Wednesday 11th, just so that they have enough space to celebrate their festival and then return to take part in the examination.
And we also know that the government owes you some amount. Has it been cleared, or government still owes? Is that the case?
Well, as we speak, the government has paid about a little above 50% of the amount we need for the BECE, and assurances have been made as we speak. I think yesterday or the day before, on Wednesday, the Director of Finance was going. He had been called to pick up some other checks. I've not been able to confirm whether he has received some more funds, but for now, at least we have enough money to conduct the examination. And if all the assurances given are, fulfilled, then we are sure that there will be no hitch. The process will go through as we have, planned, and then results will be released appropriately for the candidates to move on to the next stage of their education.
Very well. Back on to the matter on the issue of the timelines. Some interested groups have raised concern with the constrictness of the time frame within which the exam is set for, the 1 week period. Some are suggesting that it be spread across more than a week, say 2 weeks, do a paper a day to ease up the pressure on the candidates. Is this something you've been considering?
Well, this will have to be a collaboration between us and the Ghana Education Service. BECE is conducted by us for and on behalf of the government of Ghana. So most of the time, they would probably dictate the process, not the questions themselves, but the process, whether we should have it within 1 week or have it within 2 weeks. Yes, there have been arguments, but I am not sure, I've not seen anyway, any formal communication from any quarters justifying the extension of the period for sitting the BECE. So if there's any, written concern and there are cogent reasons for which there should be an extension, why not? The council would consider that. But for now, the way the timetable is structured, for example, there are some of the courses that would call for a lot of brain. I'm not saying that there are some of the things that are easier, but then we do not put, for example, science and mathematics together on one day. We would not put, let's say, social studies and RME on the same day. We do it in such a way that there are flexibilities in the timetable. But then if these suggestions come up, or if these concerns are raised and they are considered, why not? We believe that we would be able to extend the timetable and just to accommodate all the people who may be under so much pressure within this 1 week.
And it appears that we're getting into the May-June period again. Is this to accommodate the exam within a period that will help us revert to the previous academic calendar?
Absolutely, that is what we are trying to do. The government, the Ghana Education Service, is looking to ensuring that we revert to the May-June, just so that we synchronize, especially the WAS, with the member countries. For the past 3-4 years, Ghana has gone solo. The other countries always write theirs between May and June, but ours is written in August and September. The council is not too excited about that. They want Ghana to come back so that we have a synchronized timetable so that all countries write simultaneously. So per this timetable we are applying this time around, all is geared towards us, aligning with the member countries of WAEC.
Mr. Kapi, back on the issue of malpractices, and with the advent of technology, social media and all, are we seeing a more sophisticated approach to cheating by the vigilators, candidates, teachers, heads of schools and all?
Yes, certainly social media has created a bigger problem than we anticipated. Of course, there are good sides to it, but then people are also exploiting the negative side of it. With the advent of mobile phones and, WhatsApp pages, Telegram pages, and so on, it's made it very difficult to curb examination malpractice. At the time I wrote my O-level, for example, mobile phones were not even in this country. So, that has created a big problem for us. Right as we speak, we've asked that all invigilators and supervisors would put their phones aside when they are invigilating or supervising the exam. But the compliance, or the level of compliance, is quite low, and that is why we still have all of these things. We believe that going forward, stakeholders will take a look at it and see if it is possible for us to restrict the use of mobile phones in the course of examinations.
And each paper is written within how many hours? What's the period?
So depending on the size or the demands of that particular paper, the standard time is 1 hour 45 minutes per paper. The longest would be about 2 hours, but so far I've not come across any of the papers that is going to last beyond the 1 hour 45 minutes.
Okay. So maximum 2 hours.
What has been the level of collaboration amongst the various stakeholders? Are we having issues with heads of schools, where the centers are and all that?
Well, for the arrest that we made here in Accra, somewhere around media, I think that there was some link between the supervisor and the proprietor of that particular school. I think that when he took the snapshot, that is where it was sent, at least from what we got from his phone. Then also there have been some other persons. For example, I mentioned earlier that there was an assault case on one of our monitors somewhere in the Ahafo region. These were people who were not directly related to the examination, but who found themselves around the examination hall. So these are the little hitches that we've had. But I must say that the police have been very, very helpful, because some arrests have been made, and all of those people will be charged for assault and, being in an environment where they were not welcome.
On the issue of snapshots and taking pictures of exam papers and all that, does it end with the one who takes the snapshots, or you go after the recipient of the snapshots as well? Because clearly there's a collaboration in there.
Certainly there's some collaboration in there. So what happens is that if, for example, I'm the one who's taking the snapshot, once the phone is picked up from me, we have given our people the opportunity, and of course with the police, the assistance of the police, they're able to go into it and see how far it has gone, who have received it. And when that happens, we're able to zero in on the area where the questions were circulated, and then we do what we call scrutiny of the scripts of the candidates. And if we are able to confirm that indeed the candidates receive some form of assistance, then we go ahead and apply the rules as appropriate.
Very well, very well. So we have about 3 more days to go, and so we're preparing for the final lap. What are your expectations?
Well, our expectation is that every candidate who is writing the examination would receive the material they need to be able to write the examination in a conducive atmosphere. We've received reports of areas where there's inadequate furniture or the furniture is not suitable. We have reported these to the education authorities within those areas and asked that they should make provision so that there will be a comfortable atmosphere for the candidates to be able to write the examination. Besides that, we just want to appeal to all and sundry that this is something for the future of our children and the future of this country, the future of education. And so all the persons who have ulterior motives should desist from all of these things, because at the end of the day, you may succeed today, but the bigger effect will be felt in the coming years and decades.
But with the furniture issue, isn't it the mandate of WAEC to have gone round to check these centers before the examination starts?
I mentioned earlier that the BECE is conducted for and on behalf of the government of Ghana.
Okay.
So the district directors, together with the exams officers, are the ones who look out for suitable examination centers. We've given them specifications.
Okay.
When it comes to the WAS, it's a different situation, because that one is an international examination. So we take full control of that. And in some of the places, we even provide the furniture for the candidates to use for the examination. So once the GES has told us that, yes, we find this place suitable for the exams to be written, we do not have any, qualms about that. But just that when we go around for an inspection, we realize that maybe there are lapses here and there. We draw their attention to the fact that we need better furniture, we need a better environment for the children to write their examinations.
And what paper are they writing today?
Today, I guess they are writing Ghanaian language, and then I think science or so. I've kind of misplaced my time to a little bit. Yeah, I think today Friday. Yes, they have science, and then they write Ghanaian language in the afternoon.
Okay, great.
Well, we know that in the recent past, some parents, if you like, have fallen victim to some scammers who promise them. They make so many promises to them regarding the exam and what they can do for the awards. Have you picked up any reports involving parents in this year's BECE?
Yes, in fact, we chanced upon a number that was promising all of this. So one of our personnel engaged the guy in a conversation, and he promised a whole lot. But following him, we realized that he's one of those people who receive snapshots from the centers when the questions are, open or when the exams commence. So we are on his tail. We know very well that before the end of the exams, we'll be able to pick him up. Apart from that, we've not had any parents reporting. But once we have had this conversation with this guy, I believe that they may have been able to scam some other parents into paying sums of money to them to get questions ahead of time.
Very well, Mr. Kapi. Thank you so much for your time, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much for having me. I wish you well.
Grateful.
Thank you.
John Kapi is the head of public affairs for the West Africa Examination Council, WAEC, and he's been speaking to us regarding the ongoing basic education certificate examination. We reported 3 invigilators being picked up, I think on Wednesday. That was day 1 of the exam. Daily Graphic is reporting 10 this morning. And now Mr. Kapi is telling us that 16. We have a problem.
Keeps increasing.
We have a problem. We have a problem.
16 invigilators picked for engaging in examination malpractice. Well, that's the headline. So,
anyways, we'd like to hear from you. So call in and let us know when you wrote your exam. Do you even remember your what do you call it?
The index number.
Your index number.
I've forgotten mine. I should have looked at it.
All right, we'll take a break here. When we come back, we want to hear from you. Send us your thoughts about the BECE, its conduct, its context, your experience, and then the final one. Do you remember your index number? Stay with us. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 TV. We'll be right back.
AgriFair 2025 is almost here. The much anticipated AgriFair 2025 is just around the corner, happening from the 20th to the 22nd of June at the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra. Get ready for a fun, educative and exciting experience as we bring together the very best in agriculture, food, innovation and entertainment all in one place. Exhibitors, if you have registered, it's time to pay and secure your spot before it's too late. Don't miss this opportunity to showcase your product to thousands of attendees. Call 0205-973-973 now to make your payment and lock in your space at Ghana's biggest agri event. Come and enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices and treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken and more. Don't miss this. See you there. The AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 CDFM and is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, Development Bank Ghana, Agri Impact Limited, and the Horticulture Business Platform. Our technology partner is Farmerline.
So we are always grateful that you stay with us here on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. We just had a conversation with John Kapi, head of public relations at WAEC, and he has spoken to us extensively about how the exams is going. That is the Basic Education Certificate examination happening in over 2,000 centers, and 600,000 candidates are sitting for the examination. He says 16 invigilators have been picked so far for engaging in various examination malpractices. But we want to speak to you out there, have a conversation with you. What you think of the ongoing examination? How was it during your time? Do you still remember your index number? I'm not going to ask Chris because she doesn't remember her index number.
Can't relate.
Can't
relate.
You remember your index number?
I can't relate.
She didn't write BC. So
I didn't write BC, so I can't remember.
Join us. The numbers are on your screens. 0302-784-969. 0302-784-969. And let's have a conversation how the examination is going. What are your wards telling you? When they come home, oh, mommy, it's going well. Mommy, I'm not saying top. Mommy, it's affirmative. You know affirmative? You know that lady?
Yeah, from last year.
From last year.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, how did the exams go? Oh, affirmative.
Affirmative.
How was social studies? Affirmative. How was science? Affirmative and all that. So
you actually made the way, so it was trended. Actually.
Maybe your kids are also telling you that affirmative and all that. And but BECE, when I wrote BECE, 2005 or 2006, yes, that period. I wrote it at a school called Liberty at Israel. And the first day of
Israel.
Israel, like Israel?
Oh, you don't know Ghana has a lot of names. We have Israel, we have Canada. My area, we have a place called Canada. When you go to
so do we need a visa to come there?
Lebanon. Ashama, we have Lebanon.
Yeah. I know Lebanon.
Lebanon, we have other places.
Jerusalem.
Oh, there's Jerusalem for real.
So when I wrote it there, I think the first day or the second day of the exams, it was raining. So we all had to get close to each other. It became like a group work we're doing. Abigail is on the line. Abigail, good morning. Hello, Abigail. Oh, we lost Abigail.
Oh,
so
that's
like I was saying,
call back. Please call
back. We had to now get closer to each other because the water was.
So you were cheating?
No, we were writing, but the water was entering the school. Why you want the paper to get wet?
So you now sat close to each other.
We sat, and we're very disciplined.
The universe aligned in your favor.
Yes, and when we sat close to each other, in fact, we're even looking
what
at each
paper
other.
Was this?
Was it RME? or something like
really
that.
More?
Religious
and moral education.
All right, so we have Ben from Ashaman who just joined us. Hi, Ben.
Hi, madam.
Hi, good morning. You are welcome to the show.
Yeah. I listened to your program about this BECE exams, and I want to contribute a little.
Sure, you can.
Yeah, thank you, madam.
All right, you can go on.
Yeah. Should I go on talking?
Yes, sure.
You know, this time, I don't see why this our education is diverted into some different direction altogether. Look, those times, teacher don't tell us to go and do our homework with our parents' phones. You give the homework, a child to go and do research and do it on the phone. Mm-hmm. These are some of the things that tantamount to this more practices in the school. Ghana, they are sneaking to steal for the children in exam hall.
Okay.
Those times we were disciplined in school. I'm telling you. Look, they will give you homework even in the morning when you go mental. You call something, call it mental.
Yeah.
Math. Yeah. Early in the morning. We don't have these things in the school no anymore.
Right.
They don't hit children. They don't betray children have their rights. These are some of the things. Why should you allow a child to take look, maybe when we were in school, when we were sitting for this, look, could you believe recently I caught a girl who was about 14 to 13 years. They were in friendship. What are the parents? They are not ready for their children. The education is paused in Ghana here. How can a child give a child computer, a phone or whatever that he should go and do research on his homework, he or she's homework?
Okay.
We don't do that. The system is changed. They should sit down. The man who spoke, they should tell him, they should go around and tell teachers to stop children harassing them with those computers to do their homework. We don't do that. First, we have something called jaw test. When you come home, correction. Then they will teach you so that thing will stick into your mind. You go to the exam hall.
Okay.
But the mental thing he's talking about, it's some way because you be in the classroom or you are supposed to prepare for mental or dictation. And you know that the cane will cry, or you definitely cry, and it's sometimes scares the children from going to school, you know, because you are going to school and there's going to be mental or there's going to be dictation or just some impromptu examination or class test or Charlie, it's scary. It's scary.
But you see, that's the thing. The scary means good.
Well, no, I think it's relative.
I think those days it was like something to instill discipline, and I really don't know whether it was. Maybe we would have to have a conversation on that, or it was rather putting fear.
The system itself needs some. It needs to change to allow malleability, right? I think we were forced to learn, not taught to learn.
You
get it. Anyways, let's go back on the phone lines. Hello, thank you for calling us. Where are you calling from? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. Who do we have and where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm called Stephen.
Stephen, yes. Talk to us.
And I'm calling from Tuhum.
Okay, great. Good to have you.
Yeah. I actually want to contribute to the program.
Sure.
Yeah, my point is that the generation that we are in now, we would have to accept how things are changing. I think a caller called a couple of minutes ago comparing those times then and then now. And you will realize that nowadays, the children that we have, it's more of computer children, if I'll put it that way. And the way of doing things, if we are to do the same thing as we were doing then now, it wouldn't happen. My only problem is that now the GES, or Ghana Education Service, has introduced something they call spam. And the spam, what happens is that mostly when the children are done with their BECE and then all that, they gather all the various headmasters to a meeting. And then those who underperform, they try to scrutinize. At times, the comments that are made towards the headmasters is not cool at all. They insult them as if they made the children fail. And because of that, they would also try to save their faces. And they would do whatsoever it is to make sure that their children pass their exams. So a lot of the more practices that are going on now, it is not because the teachers, actually want to do it, but because of those insults and those demotions that even happen to them. They try to save their faces.
Right,
So
Stephen.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I actually agree with Stephen.
Yeah, it's a contributory factor.
It's a systematic problem.
Yeah.
It's not the students' fault. It's not just the teachers' fault, but it's a whole system.
Yeah.
Because even, see, this is supposed to be an educational system, but it seems like the people that are supposed to educate are not even educated to maybe educate. If you're not educated to educate and know how to act like an educated person, what do you expect?
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Yeah, because I understand what he's talking about, because like I told you, I didn't write any of this.
Yeah.
There was one time I visited Nigeria and they were having an external exam like this, and I was like, okay, I'm not from here. Can I visit? Of course, my country, obviously, but I didn't live there. Of course, can I visit? Can I see what it looks like? They were like, yeah. Oh, if you want, you can go and write for this person. I'm like, what?
Really?
Yeah. They say you look alike, so you can write. I'm like, what? Are you serious? So I went. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I think it was one of my cousins that was writing. I said, okay, let me just follow. So because I was not from there, they allowed me. It was bonkers. They were mentioning the answers. Okay, number 1, A, B, C. I'm just like, what?
Amma from Kadeshi is joining us. Amma, good morning. Hello?
Hi, Amma.
Hello, good morning.
Reduce the your TV set.
Or move away from the TV
move
set.
away from it so that you can hear us. Good morning. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What are your thoughts?
I think some of the problems are from the invigilators. Because I witnessed a student told me the invigilators collected money from them, the children, so that they will help them.
Collected money from the students?
From the students, yes. 5 CDs each.
5 CDs each? And how many were the students?
Maybe the students in, I don't know the number that will be in a classroom. But so the children are contributing to them so that they will help them. And you see, these teachers keep on confusing the invigilators. I don't know whether they are all teachers. I don't know. Sometimes they are the problem. They don't leave the children to do independent work. And they confuse them. Yeah. I remember when my ward was writing, he says they were passing a paper. When they passed it, he just put it down. Because he said he realized the answers were wrong.
Oh, wow.
And you see, sometimes work does serialization. So your number 1 might be somebody's number 5. So you, the invigilator, solving the thing and passing papers to these children, somebody might get it right, but my number 1 might be somebody's number 15. And so if you said A, it might not be that question. And this affects our children. You see that a child is very good, but you go to BECE and come back with bad results.
Yeah.
All these are little factors. And I think the invigilators should be dealt with. There should be strict let's say, security. If we have to put VNI or people around to find out. These children sometimes they are scared, so they just compromise to whatever they do.
Right.
Thank you so much, Aman.
Ask them.
Thank you.
So yeah, see, it's exactly like what I was saying. So you could just go there, and the invigilators will say, okay, they'll look around. Okay.
But sometimes some of the
Okay,
schools
check out number 1, number 2. Everybody will shade A. B. I was like, because I didn't do that, so I was like, oh, this is what you guys do here.
It's a serious problem.
But some of the schools want to be like a grade A school.
So that's why they do that.
So
that's why they do that. It's the elitism. So that's why they do that. Because you even hear principals that will tell you straight, in this school we don't fail.
Yes.
My students have to
100%
always, you understand?
Yeah.
So it's the elitism that you talk about.
And classism, that's the challenge.
It's a problem. Yeah. Anyway, we have Fuseni from Yendi who's joining us on the phone right now. Hi, Fuseni.
Yeah, hello.
Good morning. You are welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning to you all.
Thank you. So what are your thoughts on the BECE?
Thank you for your good work.
Thank you. Tk you so much too.
Especially you and Philip.
Thank you.
And Nana Tufo as well.
And Nana Tufo.
And Nana Tufo only give her the paper review.
Yeah. All right, thank you so much.
I think this is very nostalgic.
Yeah, all right, tell us about it.
Yeah, I have written my exam somewhere back in the 90s. One thing I would like to say is that the problem of today is from the last generation. My reason is this. We have condemned this generation to the point that the reason why they created them, they can no longer be with it. Why am I saying this? This generation is a computer generation.
Simple.
Instead of us to try to see what opportunities that are available that we can push the generation into, we started from the one condemning them as using all manner of names against them. So if you were writing objectives and someone is writing essays today, you were writing without even a television, not to talk of even a phone. And today, all these technology gadgets are available to the person. Why should we condemn them? If you go to the other places, that's what they do.
Yeah.
I remember Nana was asking the PRO of WAIC about this, and they were talking about digitalization. You see, this exam malpractice and other things, we can find a way of... look, they were exam malpractice from day one. It's just that people were not having televisions or other things, because the whole country, for instance, there was only one television station. And how many, in terms of the population, were listening to that particular station or watching that station? So we are saying that let's try as much as possible to see how we can benefit from the current technology that is available, that generation, though it is making them very lazy. So for me, today's generation is far, far better than yesterday. It's just that we fail to apply whatever we are doing. Look, I'm a farmer.
Okay.
Right.
1 acre of land today cannot be compared to a particular 4 square out of the 1 acre land yesterday in terms of produce.
Right.
Why? Because the whole environment is being fertilized by chemicals and other things. Our forefathers were not using it. They were getting better yield. So if today somebody can even shorten the life of a particular crop to have it easy for him or himself,
why not?
Why do we condemn this? That's a generation. And God said we should stop condemning his generation. He created them the way he wants.
Right.
It's just a matter of us as people trying to look into it and see how can we try as much as possible to do something with that particular technology and the generation available.
Right.
So thank you very much.
Thank you, Fuseni. Thank you. Your contribution has been heard. You know, I agree with Fuseni.
Yeah, I do.
Things are moving.
Yeah.
We are supposed to be innovative. And then the first caller, I didn't agree with him because he felt like, okay, we used to do dictation, we used to write, we used to do this. Do you understand? But the truth is, in as much as we think that the computer is a problem, you just need to get abreast with it as a parent.
Exactly.
In the sense that you think the phone is a problem to the kid, but there are safe ways to actually, do you understand?
Yeah.
Because when my son was in that class of, doing BECE and even younger, I wanted him to have a phone because for security reasons, I'm a single mom, so of course I need to talk to you always for security reasons and all that. But let's talk to Dela.
Yeah, Dela is calling us from Tema. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I trust you're well.
Yes, I'm well. How are you guys doing?
Fine,
we're
thank
good.
you.
We're good. We're good. Yeah, give us your take on the
You guys
BC.
are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm surprised Nana is not aware we have so many towns, countries in Ghana, especially in Ashaman.
Oh, we don't know.
Oh no, I'm not aware. I'm just being nice.
Oh, you are aware. I'm not even aware. I only know Lebanon.
We can list from Zenu to Atadeka to Lebanon to Jerusalem to Washington.
Oh, there's
Washington. That's Washington. That's it.
Oh, we can list, and the
just-
list is endless. Trust me.
It's the Washington you don't need research.
Very well. Please carry on.
Okay. Yes. On the topic for discussion, I think we are just refusing to accept that these children are unique in their own way.
Yeah.
It is their time, and this is what they have. They just have to make good use of it. That's all. You see, I wrote my BEC in 2002. Right?
Okay.
Wow. And how was it like during your time? I think we've
Dela,
lost
are you there?
Hi, Dela.
I think we've lost Dela.
Oh, we've lost Dela.
2002. Then I think they are the ones who wrote twice.
Oh.
They had some papers cancelled, and then they had to write.
At that time, examination malpractice was there.
It's always been there, Philip. I mean, it's not new. There are days where you write the thing and fold it into your massets. There are days where it's folded in your belt.
But you see, it has always been there.
You write the answer on a pencil.
Yeah.
And
How do you know these things?
You know A, B,
It's
C.
been there. It's just that it's become sophisticated with time and technology. And that is what the authorities also need to be doing. If the persons engaging in the malpractice are getting sophisticated over the period,
you too
there should be an assessment for you to find
innovative ways to do things.
Others are writing for their ties.
At this point, people are being lazy and do not want to burn the midnight candle. And then authorities, out of their inordinate love for money.
But learning is difficult sometimes.
It
Zach,
is,
it's difficult but interesting.
Zach from Oduma Sekrobo is joining us. Zach, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
I trust you are doing well.
I'm doing so well.
Okay, so share with us what you think. BECE.
Okay, I wrote my BEC in the year 2006.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But then, with the first caller, with the issue of the student not using phones, I think that is not the best. We are now in the computer era where students need to research for most of the things that they may not find in the books. But the only thing that I think they should look at is, parents should look at is, they should monitor the sites where they go to using the phone at any point in time.
Okay.
Exactly. And also, invigilators should be talked to avoid aiding students to avoid examination malpractices.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I think that's my take on whatever you are discussing on Channel 1.
Right.
But how was it like 2006 when you wrote the exams?
Okay, 2006, honestly, 2006, there wasn't anything like because the phone, WhatsApp, at that time was not common like now. Even if we've heard of it, but then those days, you can hear that, or maybe in Accra or somewhere else, but not in our area here.
Yeah, but the Apple was physical.
Yes, the name of that name Apple was in the system at that time.
Yeah, it's always been there.
They'll come, the students are done. Anyway, Zach, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that one. So they'll come to you at dawn or in the evening to the paper, and the teacher will be like, I'm just trying to, we are solving last minute stuff.
Just a smart way of telling you that's all.
Also, the students will not go and tell the person, oh, we got a poll. So maybe they are going to write it for you on the board and all that, so that you learn them.
Shouldn't we change this system? You know where BECE has come from? At the point, it was 12 subjects. And students at that age are sitting to write 12 subjects in what, 5 days?
Yeah, 5 days.
It's probably it's not spaced.
Yeah,
it's not spaced.
So you are there, you are writing that your small brain. You want to get 12 ones. Then you come down to, I think it came to 10
or
then
6
8.
and all that. I don't know how many they're writing now, but I'm sure 2 a day for 5 days.
Emmanuel, Emmanuel on the line.
Yeah, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Emmanuel. Thank you for joining the show. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Dansoman.
All right. How is DC?
Oh, well, DC is quite well.
All right. Anyway, you want to contribute to the show? Go ahead.
All right, sure. So I wrote my BECE 2009.
Right.
Okay.
And then even way before that, Apple was in the system. It has been there since time memorial. Because I remember when my senior brother was writing his around 2002, I was still there, but Apple was still there. Even though it wasn't, unlike today that there is phone that you can easily access it. Back then, our teachers have to struggle in and out to find ways for us to also do this. But Apple has been there since time. And then with the case of using phones, I think it's their season, it's their time, it's the generation. You just have to allow them. And then if your parents are not good in this IT stuff, you just have to get someone who is good to, block some of the sites from accessing the case to access all those stuff. But you should allow them to use their phones,
Yeah.
Very well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So he sounds like what Zach said before he called. So Zach said it's about also monitoring. And you see, this is exactly what I was talking about before the call came. I, as a single mother, use it not just for monitoring you as my kid, because there's nobody else to talk to except you. And because I've given him a phone at that age, what I did as a parent is monitor. How do I monitor? I now put in apps that are linked and synchronized to my phone.
Oh, so whatever he checks, you get access.
Whatever he checks, you don't even check because I block the sites.
Whoa.
I have blocked the sites because there are apps like that on Google, like Google Parent and then Google Kid. So I have blocked the site already. So you're not checking anything. By 9 o'clock, your phone goes off by itself.
Oh.
Yes, you can't press anything. Then then when I call him, how are you? When I'm out, how are you? Are you okay? It's not. He say, yeah, my phone is off. Thank you.
This is a Gen Z mother.
So when I'm out, yes, when I'm out, I'm like, hello, what's up? He says, yeah, my phone has gone off. Thank you.
Bye.
I say, yeah, watch TV and you sleep, okay?
But
See?
that's it.
Exactly. So you, the parent, have to do extra to also monitor, that my child can't go through this, my child. So there are apps that you already blocked with the computer. You take your computer, you go to Google, you block it.
Because whether I like it or yes, they'll still be influenced by friends.
Exactly.
Of course.
Anyway, George from Kwabenya is joining us on the phone. Hi, George. How are you?
I'm fine.
How's everything?
Cool.
All right, George. You can go ahead. Join the conversation.
Okay. I'm fine.
George, please turn down the volume of your TV set, please.
I completed in 1993.
All right.
In a village in the eastern region called Amanfo. And before we write this examination, our teachers were using us in the farm. We were being used in the farm a week before. So there is no proper package for us.
Why?
And we cannot compete with those in Accra. You see?
Why were you in the farm?
Why the teachers were taking advantage of us. You understand?
Wow.
So by then we were trying hard to compete with those in Accra. But there is no solution for our problems. So the government should set its eyes on that sector. Those in the deprived areas are suffering.
Wow. Yeah.
You understand? So these are some of the things.
Thank you so much.
Someone in the village, how can he compete with somebody in Accra?
Yeah, it's not fair.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
George,
much.
thank you so much for this point. Just this week, we did a story, Chatty.
And just this morning, we talked about child labor.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not a fair playing field.
It's not
a fair
all.
playing field.
I don't know if the communities could be checked and sort of the exams can suit where they are coming from.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I think it should be tailored to where you are coming from. Exactly.
Really don't
Do not make it a whole competitive
Well, it has
thing.
to be a generalized
You
thing.
see, that's why I'm saying that do away with BECE.
You think so?
Let
how
the
do
students
they
progress. And
But
when
you
they get to the
but you
senior
can
high,
progress
then you
without
can do a proper
BECE.
assessment of
BECE?
them.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You understand?
Anyway, we
Yeah.
are here to assess that.
Anyways,
or
Ben
explore that
is on the
avenue as
phone.
well.
Good morning, Ben.
Yeah, I called earlier on explaining how explaining how the dictation, mental dictation, and everything was going on.
Yes.
People are not getting me. You know, now it has made our teachers have become lazy teachers because they know there is computer, there is phones, so they will not go right to teach our children. So if that will be the case, let us check teachers so that look, you are telling the child to go on computer. If you see a subject, you say go and read this subject. Who have to specify it for the child to get the correct understanding?
So what do you think should happen? The teachers to be
They should
retrained?
stop that. We have syllabus.
Because
we have things that we can teach our child through, that they can become successful children in future. You give a child a phone before you realize, yeah, he moved to TikTok. He moved to this place, moved to this place. Instead of, you see, they are children. They need help from the teachers. That is why our taxes and our school fees have been paid with them. Because of this computer, they are lazy. You see some teacher going to do with his own business because you know the computer is there. When I go, I write the thing on the board, go and do reference.
Right. So you think that teachers are turning the responsibility back to the parents?
The parents are not teachers.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm asking that. Do you think that they are pushing the responsibility back to the parents because now you have to monitor what the child is doing on the phone?
That is it.
So that is your concern.
That has ended our children. Look, you can find a child who is then he's found in fornication just because the phone is directed to do that.
All right.
Okay.
I'm telling you, these our children. You see a 13-year-old boy, 13-year-old girl are in a friendship because of this thing that they've been doing. They have been encouraging our children to get into that worsen situation.
Right. Thank you, Ben. I get where he's coming from.
Yeah.
I get where he's coming from. So you see, if I've brought my child to school, I expect you to take the child through the teaching and learning process, not to tell the child to go home and research on it. I think that's his concern, and that places the responsibility back on the parents.
They will always take advantage, like if you are at village, they will make sure that you go to their farm after the BECE, so that they will say, "Oh, want to help you for your the exams, so that you get some afford whatever." But all of that, you won't get anything. So that time, before you get chance to get from one question, it's very difficult. But now everywhere, a child with 9 years, 10 years, you see that the child will be having a phone, searching for questions and everything. What the teachers are taught in all, they don't take. Then they already have their phones and they know what is going on. That's the problem about all of this.
Okay. Shaibu, thank you so much. I like the fact that the president has brought back PTA, Parent Teacher Association.
Yeah.
Previously, the T was taken out and was Parent Association. But now, with the involvement of the teachers and the parents, I think they could find a solution to address some of these problems.
Yeah.
Because though you've paid the fees and all that, you've taken your ward to school, the responsibility also lies on you as the parent to take parts of the problem. Because you wouldn't say that I take my child to school and I leave the work for only the teacher. No.
Yes.
The teacher is playing a part, and
you
the
have
parent
to play your own.
has to also play a part.
It's a shared responsibility.
Parenting is not a joke. It's a tough job you have to do because from Gen
lifelong
Zs,
job.
of course, from Gen Zs now, what we have now is Gen Alpha.
Yeah.
And our time maybe the millennials or before, but we are dealing with the sophistication now. So how are we going to deal with it? For instance, a child now can have easy access to this tablet and will know where
how to navigate it.
Of
and
course.
You will struggle.
And they use AI. And they use AI now. The kids use AI.
And I'll struggle.
Fine.
You understand?
So I think I support Chris's point that you, the parent, you need to learn.
Yeah.
you need to
learn with the child.
Exactly. You need to be on top of your game.
Or even ahead of the child.
Thank
exactly.
you.
So that you can block access to certain
if you
things.
do not do all these, because you can't tell the child that don't have access to a phone, or don't have access to a tablet, or don't have access to television, or even if the child is not doing it in front of you,
He'll do it behind you. Exactly. He'll do it behind you.
So we parents have to move beyond what we are doing now. Charlie, I'll say, Terminator will say, catch up. catch up. Emmanuel, good morning. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah, good morning. This is Emmanuel from Dansman. I'm back again on the line.
All right, Emmanuel.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Concerning the caller, I think the last two callers.
Yeah.
You see the issue with teachers and the research to the kids. My wife is a teacher, so I understand these things. Yeah, she teaches IT. Office, she has never learned IT before. Do you get? I am an IT personnel. So
wait, she teaches IT but has never learned IT before.
Exactly. She teaches about 3 classes in Accra here, or not in the village, in Accra here. In the school is around like a Biokoshi. There's no IT lab for the kids.
Wow.
But they're going to write BECE, they're going to write IT. So imagine how are they going to write it? Sometimes I have to leave my work, go to the school and teach the kids computer.
Really?
Oh my.
Oh, you're supporting your wife. Oh,
you're such a good husband.
Exactly.
Sometimes they will give them. She has to give them assignment of which she has. So she doesn't know how to go by. So they have to give it back to the kids to go and research about it. Because the computer itself, the school doesn't have. The kids has not even seen them before.
But why is she teaching ICT if she's not an ICT person?
Because they don't have IT teacher.
Yeah.
They don't have IT teacher, and she also
so she has taken it upon herself to teach them.
No, you see, it's part of their syllabus. They have to teach the kids IT, but there's no IT teacher there.
So she's assigned to do it. Yeah.
Is it a private or a public school?
Then she wants to go back to teach the kids. Sometimes I go and teach them myself.
Is it a private or a public school?
No, it's a government school.
Obviously.
It's a government school.
I mean, your private school cannot charge all the fees they are charging and not have the facilities available.
It's a government school. It's around like a Biokoshi there. And they are lacking a whole lot of stuff.
Mentioning the school's name?
No, Emmanuel, we'll talk to you off air and we'll see how we can follow up on this.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
Thank you so much.
We can follow up on this because this is serious.
I have goosebumps.
That be your question.
I have goosebumps.
Not far from us.
That be your question.
Goosebumps.
Yes,
so
we can try to go jogging and go.
So imagine your kid being in school and you thinking, oh, my child is going to get the best of knowledge when it comes to IT, only to realize that the teacher that is even teaching the IT does not even understand IT. Hey!
I told you it's not a fair playing field, right? Yes. And that's why I am saying that we need a complete overhaul. I still don't understand why even the children are writing more than 5 subjects.
It's not.
But those doing the Cambridge and whatever, GCSE, whatever, those
they just
big
yesterday.
English that you call it. How many subjects did they write?
So you choose your subjects from the beginning of the. My son chose his subjects from the beginning of the year. So you choose the number of subjects that you can do from the beginning of the year that actually fits whatever you want to do in life. Now the time for the exam.
So, hold on for me. We'll get this explanation before we go. Let me talk to Malik. Malik from Japan Motors. Good morning.
Hi, hello? Malik.
Hello, hi.
Yes, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Yes, talk to us about BECE.
Good morning.
Sure. Please go ahead.
Please, the issue of exam malpractice or cheating.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead. Oh, that's unfortunate. Please call back. Yes, please explain to me because
so the
I don't think the burden we are placing on our students is fair.
Yeah, so the IGCSE basically is the A-levels and you do it at grade 11. So he started from grade 10 and grade 10 you pick your subjects that you want to do. Some take up to 9, some less, depending on what you want to do in the future. So with that, now the exam, the exam period is 2 months.
See what I'm saying?
That's what you were telling John Happy that the arguments that it should be.
And I'm not sure they are even writing more than 8 papers
in a day.
In that,
no, it all depends on what you choose.
What you chose.
Yeah, so what you chose.
There's malleability. You have the option to choose.
So they started when? And they just finished 2 days ago.
And so that's a subject.
You can, we have global perspective.
You'll not be RMC. Then what again?
We have global perspective. we
at
have
that age, you see what they are
physics,
teaching
we
them.
have maths 1, maths 2.
Huh?
Yeah, like different sorts of
And you want Latebi or Koshi whatever to go and compete.
And he's drawing the computer on the ground. This is my leggy. Eric.
Yes, we can bypass most of these things.
They are showing you Shaggy.
Yes, this app that you are talking about, we can stop the app on the phone for some time until we are done using it, and then we'll put the app back on.
Okay.
Crazy.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So you have to look at both sides.
Wow.
It's really bad, the things the children are learning in school.
Wow.
Very
and the time they give to them.
Wow.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Nana,
much for that.
Before you come, share with us the subjects. I'm so much interested in
No,
it.
I
Because,
think-
see, I think no, because what we know, we know social studies. We know those times. We know
Integrated
practice.
science.
We know integrated science. We
Maths.
know agri. We know maths and all that. But it looks like from what Chris is saying, it comes with more of, is it practical?
Yes.
Momo, you didn't go to a Cambridge school. What do you expect?
But we want to learn.
Because honestly, it comes with a lot of practicals.
Yes.
Because for example, he's an art student. He likes art. So because he
At
likes
grade what? 9?
at grade 10.
Grade 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because he likes art, they had given him some work that he has to do for from the year he entered. So he has to be able to complete all those paintings before he gets to that certain stage. So they give you time to paint.
We cancelled our O-level, A-level. We brought BECE. We've not done any assessment of the BECE and how it has helped or changed the educational system. We are still writing BECE. Children as young as 11, 12 are writing 9 papers in 1 week. 5 days. 5 days, 12 papers, 9 papers.
And Nana, you said
and
something.
somebody is writing in what, 2 months?
Yeah.
And you want me to go and compete with Listo or whatever? Me,
So no, but there's something you said. There's something you said this morning. I think this morning, like when we were making up, you said our parents didn't tell us how hard it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know how hard life is. So, but we, being the parents of this generation, we the millennials, I think we can't even hide the stress.
Can't hide it.
So the kids are not just carrying their own stress. They sometimes can see your own stress.
Exactly.
So they carry all that stress to school.
Yeah.
So imagine, seeing your parent going through what you're going just to make you feel comfortable and then carry it to go and write 9 papers in 1 week.
Hey.
God.
Well, we have some messages
That's a
here
lot.
from Honorable Bosu Yao from inside in Ketepa. He said, why should invigilators be paid before supervising an exams? All those who were caught should be jailed to serve as an example.
Right.
Another one too says, good morning, Nana. I am Daniel Kwesi Eshan from Isawam. I think the old style that teachers were using to teach was the best. But now ICT or IT has taken over for the future. But a lot has to be done. Another one too says, good morning to Four and Co. I wrote my BEC just recently in 2012, but the jurisdiction where my school was and our center was made of absolutely strict people. You know, a man who particularly, or who's particular about credibility. You can't cheat. I had this on the back of my mind as a student. My parents moved from Accra to Volta. I learned to the core, and our center, Summit Secondary School, was a school in the bush. So imagine where the Apo could have come from. This Clarence Bobby from
I like this.
Tema
I like this.
Community.
I like this. And you see, it's important that we rehash what he's saying. Discipline, morals, ethics, values can only be taught at that young stage. The person cannot grow before you teach them. And so you, the invigilator, you, that head of the school, the teacher, who is trying to cheat your way through this system because you think your school has to maintain a certain name or a certain class, you are not helping the students. You get it? Once you instill discipline at that age, they know they have to grow with it. And they know that they have to bend the midnight candle to make the scores or the grades they are looking for. And so they are not relying on a PO or an invigilator dictating answers, or their parents going to buy questions from WAEC, somebody at WAEC, and later they will be scammed. They will not even get any proper questions. You get it? So that's part of the solution. And that's where the responsibility on the teachers and the parents comes in most. That you ensure that you teach the discipline, the morals, and the values at a tender stage, so that they grow with it.
And talking about the teacher part, I think it's also important to understand that teachers need to learn empathy. You need to learn to be empathetic. A child might not be the best when he came to your school, but you, the teacher, can make him be the best by just encouraging. Not every day. The insults sometimes are just too much. You know, and that's what will make someone not even want to learn, because you keep on insulting them. So I feel like as a teacher, you're like a second parent. You understand? Have time.
The issues are many. You see, because BECE, the person is like, I don't want to fail. And because it's being put at the back of the minds of the kids, and that is what it is, that when you fail, that is the end of your life.
Saying that
people want to, but when it's opened like the way the international ones are done, you know that there's still hope. You understand? So I go in there to pass at all cost, and you'll be laughed at should you come out with aggregate 19, aggregate 20, aggregate
and that's another
30.
Big problem society needs
you
to
understand
deal with.
And even when we are done, and some people are going to secondary school, others are going to technical school, others are going to vocational school, look at how people in a way exactly so
and the stereotyping, it's not right. You see, I recently learned about dyslexia.
Oh, recently? You didn't know?
Yes. And I felt so bad
that
the people
that you might have laughed at somebody.
We
couldn't read and write as well.
We didn't know what problem they had then, and we kept teasing them because we felt they were just dumb. It was so wrong. It was so
I actually
wrong.
learned about it in 2023. I was in a room with some chick, and she's in uni and everything. She was all grown, everything. Then she was like, you know, I can't really spell. That's how she sounds. You know, I can't spell. I'm like, well, so what are you doing? How are you passing your grade? She was like, I'm dyslexic. I said, what's that? What's that again? What's all these big words? She said, I see words and they fly around. I said, what? She said, the letters fly around.
So you can't mention.
She said,
and they have a serious problem, especially with words that sound the same or are in reverse. Like
she just had this program that she did for teachers, you know, I think on the right way to actually approach students, because definitely students have different levels of thinking.
Yeah, the IQ levels are different. Basically, that's what it is.
There are some students that are obviously grade A students, there are students that are grade B students, and some also affected with some of these problems like dyslexia.
Yeah.
So there are different ways to teach them. That's why they have, if you go to the special schools, you'll think a lot of people there are only autistic. No, there's this school out there, I think in East Legon, where it's not just the autistic ones, but the people that just have things like dyslexia.
Special needs.
Because dyslexia is a special need.
Yeah.
They need to be looked at.
Yes,
exactly.
So they're very
so
intelligent and they do well in that school.
In the same manner.
You understand?
And you just rule that child out. You are out because you're not passing my exams. Simple.
That's all you say.
Yes.
And there's something Abioko always says, that some people actually, there's one word she used, photo something. Like, you know, some people, I forgot the word, but some people actually grab things by pictures, by explanations.
Exactly.
And some people
I grab things more with audio.
Exactly.
So you would want to read,
and
you'd be forcing me to read
or listen.
But no, I'm really not interested in that. But I can just listen to what you want to say, and trust me, I'll pick everything. And repeat
then
it
we need
to
to find
you.
a name for your problem.
Maybe, and I'll repeat it.
After here, let's just run to Happy. Happy knows all this.
That's why it's Philipposia.
And I repeat everything for you. Maybe a year after or two, I can say everything because I pay attention to the audio part than sticking to the book or read. No. So you always find me on my phone, either watching what is happening on social media or getting like those things, so that. And you ask me, I know about it.
Right.
But it's not like I read about it. No.
Because you've heard it. Right. Let's run through the messages real quick.
Right.
And it says, I'm Sly, and I took my exams in 2003. During our time, it was tough, though. There was no external assistance, and so we were forced to learn. But nowadays, it's an eyesore because the students refuse to learn, always enjoying themselves at night clubs and all that.
The BECE
because they know that at the end of the day, their teachers will help them. Teachers and supervisors take money from students and write for them, and that makes them not to learn. So please, I'm pleading with teachers, parents, and students to stick to their roles and make education better. Thanks.
Right. Let's take a final call.
Yes.
Steve from Teshi. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I trust you're well.
I'm doing well, very great. How are you?
We're well. Give us your thoughts on the BECE.
Yeah, I write my BECE 207.
Okay.
2007.
At Circle, Voter Region.
Right.
You see, sometimes education office also make a mistake by they were not providing sufficient material for the students to learn. That one also is a part of the problem they were facing. And then the parents they also have to play their role, not only the teachers. Because at times, whenever the student misbehaves and the teacher punish him or her, the parent will come and fight with the teacher.
True.
You see, those kind of stuff make the whole thing like the teachers are not doing their work. And some of the teachers too, they're supposed to teach the subject in which they're supposed to teach, but because of the money, they wanted to shift it to the extra class. And asking the student to go and do the research, where you not teach him or her whatever you want him to do, you want to go and do the research for. How is he going to do that?
Right.
You see, sometimes we have to look at both sides. The education office, they also have to provide sufficient material for the students to learn. And also the teachers also have to do their job. And the parents also, they are the only parents teach the education background from the house. So they have to train their child how to comport themselves before they send to the school. Because in the classes, they spend only 3 or 4 hours over there. But the rest of the hours, they spend in the house. So as our sister was saying that, she monitored her child by not go here to go here. Yes, that is how the parents are supposed to be doing it.
Right.
You see?
Right.
So as a parent and the teachers of the education office, we also have to look at those things and solve the problem amicably. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Steve. Steve will be our last caller for this. Let's wrap up on the messages.
So it says, good morning, I'm Penel, or good morning, panel. That's what the person meant. The problem of examination malpractice is a national issue of which invigilators and other teachers are culpable or culprits. I wrote my BECE in 1994. Last year, I was lambasted by my own colleague teacher for preventing them from exam malpractices. These culprits would bring out the questions, solve them, try to use children around to dispatch the answers to the candidate in the exams rooms, at times in the washrooms. They told me that they signed contracts with the directors and they would do anything to help the students pass to save their image. They even told the students that I'm an enemy of their progress. I'm an enemy of their progress.
Are they sure that's progress?
Yeah, well,
you are toying with the future of someone's child, and you think that's progress.
So this year, I rescued myself from the exercise. Are you trying to say that you recused yourself? Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, you excused, you were out of it. You didn't want to join it at all. Good. We attended training college and were well trained, but today's teachers are products of College of Education, and there is nothing like training in our colleges as compared to our time. Teachers who are invigilating are not the cause of examination malpractices. This is LNDD. So you're saying that teachers who are invigilating are not the reason why we have examination malpractices?
No, they're part of the reason. I mean, you can't take
because you just told us that some of them used to answer the questions and dispatch it.
I think what the point is trying to establish is that the students or the invigilators are only the ones at the forefront of the thing, executing a well-planned strategy to cheat. You get it? So from what he's saying, I mean, the collusion between the heads and whoever, I mean, that's what he's trying to say. But I mean, we wish the students well. We pray that they are able to make it out with flying colors. They make the grades that they want. They secure the schools that they want. But you see, on a lighter note, you have sat me in a class and you have taught me. You have asked me if I understand. I say yes. If you don't have trust issues, why are you giving me an exam?
But maybe the exams to use to
assess.
1, assess.
Philip.
2, sort of sieve.
You have trust issues.
And sieve.
Sieve what?
You have trust issues.
Manana, well, I don't know, but I think that if something has to
do you understand? Yes, sir. Let's go home and sleep.
But from what we've been doing on this set, with community focused issues and all that, you tend to know that, like what he said, it's not a fair playing ground.
No, not at all.
And the big schools in the big cities are like having
they have an advantage,
and they're able to enter these schools, these grade A schools. How are they able to do it? Whether you like it or not, someone will definitely get a poll. Someone will definitely get something.
Exactly.
So maybe a total overhaul of the education system, like how we need it in the health sector, so that people would be able to. If I had money, I think I wouldn't go through this process.
Find money. So
in all your gettings, make money. Let's go on a break.
By strategies. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Let's go home and sleep. But this is Breakfast Daily. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Asilwela ukunqoba kuphela, kepha silwela ukwakha isizwe esinohlonze. Sekunjalo.
My name is Lydia Safwa. I'm from Safusco Ghana Limited. I'm the managing director for the company. I'll commend MasterCard Foundation and ABSA Bank for the 10% loan for women-led businesses and agri-businesses, because this facility came in at the right time for Safusco. The facility helped us to get machinery for our detergent powder and other raw materials to help us come out with 3 products. That's the detergent powder, the African black soap, and the bleach. We're able to employ 15 youth in addition to our working force, and this has really helped boost our productivity and revenue as well. Annually, we organize the Global Hand Washing Day in schools within our vicinity. We hope to make sure that Safusco helps to combat diseases from the schools. We are trying to have volunteers within the school. Those volunteers will help make sure that the project is being sustained in the school.
She's coming. She's coming.
Oh, it's in.
Red Hour Recito! Boss, let's go back.
Okay, here. Take this.
She's coming.
I know. Go to the pharmacy now.
She's coming. Oh.
Pay faster, pay safer, and pay easy with Momo app. Download now and pay with the QR code, merchant ID, and so much more.
So many thanks for staying with us here on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. We've been having a conversation all day or all morning on the Basic Education Certificates examination, how you experience yours, what really needs to change. We've spoken to the head of public affairs at WAEC. He has also indicated that some actions have been taken. 16 invigilators have been picked up for engaging in examination malpractice, among other things. But for now, though, we are entering into the trends to have a conversation with you on what is happening on social media. There is a very sad one. Air India. Yesterday, when I saw it on the social media, over 240 passengers just lost their lives in that sad crash, and we just say that may their souls rest in perfect peace. But the question is, what really may have gone wrong? Because there was a survivor, one who has narrated or has said some things. He has indicated that when the plane set off, there were noise beneath the plane and all that, and just not long the plane crashed and all that. There was also a family in there that the man, we understand, has toiled, he's done his job and all that, finally wants to spend time with the family, and the wife has resigned from her work and all that just to be on that plane with the entire family. And Chris, is this a sad one?
It's a very sad one. It's a very sad one. And well, would I call it ironically? Ironically, you would think that, you know, with this sort of crash, everyone will die, but there was one survivor. Yeah. So, well, that's miraculous.
Yeah, and he indicated
that there were so many discrepancies.
There was a problem with the plane. Yeah. And you could tell that even though he survived, but he's in shock.
Yes, of course you would be in shock.
Yeah.
Of course
he's on our screen now.
He'll be in shock.
He's in shock, and well, Well. Just say that the aircraft engineers should just take note of these things, because you sit or you board a plane, and in there is the life of a lot of people.
Right.
So the right thing should be done. From Akash Vasha on X says that I was in the same damn plane or flight 2 hours before it took off from AMD. I came into this from Dell AMD, noticed unusual thing in the place, made a video to tweet to the Air India, and I would want to give more details. Well, I think then there's a problem with that.
Yeah, so he was actually in the plane before
2 hours prior to this.
Yeah, so before that flight to England. So that means the plane had already gone somewhere and then came back, and then this is the flight to England, and he was on that plane before then. Anyway, we have another tweet from Piers Morgan. Amid all the horrors of the Air India plane crash, this story of a British national, Vishwakumar Ramesh, from Leicester, who was in seat 11A, being the sole survivor and walking away with just a few scratches. It's truly astonishing. I think it's very astonishing.
Yeah,
because I'm wondering how.
This is a sad one. From James Lee, he says 2024, just before committing suicide. Well, that committing suicide is in the inverted commas. It says that Boeing whistleblower John Bannett warned of major quality issues in the company's 787 aircraft that could lead to a fatal crash. Today, Air India Boeing 787 bound for London crashes shortly after takeoff, killing 242 individuals. But we 242 but for one person. Yes, so 242 in the plane, but one person survived. So that's 241. But on Twitter or X, someone is saying that 242. I think it's sad. It should be checked, and it should be checked immediately, like we keep saying.
Yeah.
The lives of many.
Yeah, and there's one here, X alerts, shocking video. I think the video was from that Akash, you understand, where it shows that there was power failure inside the India plane hours before it crashed.
Really?
And he actually said in one of the videos that nothing is working. Nothing
so why do you keep such a plane on? For people to be boarding. Wow. Anyway, so yesterday from the Ministry of Communications, there was a letter that was circulating that others are saying 62, but what we read this morning on the paper, 64 radio stations were shut down because of not paying what they are supposed to pay to the National Communications Authority, NCA. But fast forward, they received a clemency from the presidency asking that these radio stations be brought back on air. From the communications minister, someone, Nate George, he has indicated that, well, it's coming from the presidency and the president that these radio stations must be brought back on air. But you have just 30 days to do the needful, else we will take you off air again. In there was Wound to Me and also Asasi Radio. But this is the president's request clemency for affected radio stations. President John Dramani Mahama has directed the Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation to liaise with the National Communications Authority to immediately restore the broadcast of 64 radio stations affected by the regulator's action. The president believes that the regulatory compliance must take into account the need to uphold and enhance media freedom and the requiring radio stations to shut down while awaiting the regularization of the authorization could limit the space of expressing such freedoms. The president has asked the minister to work with the NCA on a reasonable time frame within which the affected stations should regularize their authorization. So that is what the communications minister did yesterday. Someone, Nati George, saying on the floor of Parliament that the affected radio stations have 30 days to do the needful. So maybe let's hear from the communications minister himself, and he would inform or say exactly what we are saying here and what he indicated that the radio stations should do within the 30-day period.
Due to the clemency His Excellency the President has asked for, there is 30 days from today for all defaulting media houses to rectify their default and breaches. Due to the clemency His Excellency the President has asked for, there is 30 days from today for all defaulting media houses to rectify their default and breaches.
Yeah, so that's the communications minister there, someone at George, stating what exactly the media houses must do within a 30-day period or ultimatum.
So still on the minister, he was on Kali J's space yesterday on Twitter, on X, and it was very interesting because he revealed a lot. Like, he's bringing PayPal to Ghana very soon. Well, they're making plans already to get PayPal to Ghana. They've been speaking to the African rep of PayPal, and there are plans to bring PayPal to Ghana, and also so many things, like even when it comes to digital security and all that. So the Minister of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, Sam George, revealed that weeks after weeks of surveillance, Ghana Cybersecurity Authority is in collaboration with the Ghana Police Service, arrested dozens of Ghanaians and Chinese nationals in a major fraud bust. Over 200 phones were seized, and the suspects are currently being prosecuted. And well, this space was held last night, and everybody was actually given, not everybody, but a lot of people were given the chance to ask him questions, and he just, talked about everything that he's doing. He also even talked about the data prices and how he took away MTN Zone. I think it's one of a product from MTN. He said he actually personally told them, okay, he doesn't want it again. So seems like he's working. He's doing a lot. And I also like the fact that with the introduction of spaces on social media, I like the fact that the political leaders are able to communicate to us via the channel we are using, like Twitter Space, X Space. So it seems like everybody has really gone digital and being innovative in communication.
Well, but this is actually the era we find ourselves in. So if you're not able to communicate better through the social media platforms we have, then maybe you've lost it, because the Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Amwakohene, every 2 days, I think, or every day in the evening, he would organize TikTok Live.
Right.
And there he picks the views of the people, the residents or citizens within the Ashanti region, what is worrying, what he can fix, people. So he's abreast with issues in that space.
Still on that, even yesterday he revealed that someone asked, what are the plans that they have for, Ghanaian content creators? Because obviously we know that the African content creators don't make as much as the content creator from the West. So sometimes people feel like we are shadow banned as Africans. Our contents are not really pushed down like how their contents are pushed down in our faces, in our throats. Our contents are not really pushed like that. So people call it shadow banned. So they feel like we are shadow banned sometimes. So they asked him a question, what plans does he have for Ghanaian content creators, since he's the Minister of Communication and Digital Technology and Innovation. So he said he's actually in meetings with a rep from Meta. So Meta's VP of Public Policy for Africa, Middle East and Turkey, who is a Ghanaian called Kocho Boachi. They are having talks about this issue and trying to find ways to help us make money via Meta platforms. And Meta platforms are Facebook and Instagram.
Instagram. Okay, so that is what we have for you by way of trends on Breakfast Daily. But let's bring you the video of the day.
Kasongo Mombali nanga Kasongo mbona wewe Songa libala oh Kasongo mbona wewe. Kasongo yeah. Mombali nanga. Kasongo mbona wewe. Songa libala. Oh yeah. Kasongo mbona wewe. Kasongo yeah. Mombali nanga. Kasongo mbona wewe. Songa libala. Oh yeah. Kasongo mbona wewe. Kasongo yeah. Mombali nanga.
So how do we say this? Or how do you say this? God has saved him.
I know.
The Lord is my shepherd.
Psalm 23.
I shall not want.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
this is
that
how
is it.
Our enemies shall, be disgraced in the name of Jesus.
You are giving me poison and the same person drinking, forgetting that you are rather poisoning me. Anyway, that's the video for the day for you.
Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed it. But anyway, we have so much in store for you. Very soon, Philip is going to be sitting with his guest to talk about an HR conference that will be coming on very soon. But let us check out this video. And when the video is done, we're going to go straight into the conversation as Philip sits with his guest.
My name is Florence Hatchful, President of the Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management, Ghana. I would like to invite you all to our upcoming conference, scheduled to be held at the Alisa Hotel in Accra on 18th and 19th June 2025, under the theme, Regulating Human Resource Management in Ghana, Standards, Ethics, and Sustainability. This is a conference which every HR professional with his or her salt must attend. HR practitioners are supposed to set and maintain ethical standards in the organizations. And to do this, HR practitioners themselves must know how to go about this. The conference will offer insights and strategies as to how organizations can adopt ethical standards. We encourage you to come in your numbers for an exciting and insightful conference.
And of course, we'll be having a conversation on this all-important event. The Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management present the HR 2025 conference and the Regulating HRM in Ghana. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
Fine, thank you.
Nice grace.
Okay, so Florence, Madam Florence, I've met you before.
Have you?
Yes.
Where?
I think this was World Vision.
Yes.
Yes. Was it a Fiesta Royal?
Yes, I was there.
Yes, we met there.
Right.
And we have in studio Dr. Francis Eduku. Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Good. Thank you so much for coming. We have a conversation on this important event. First of all, I would want to ask you, Madam Florence, if they say someone is an HR, what does it mean? Because you go to an institution and we know that the HR is the person just either receiving the application letters or receiving through the CVs and all that. But what does it really mean to be an HR person?
Okay. So thank you very much for that important question. The HR manager or HR officer in an organization is responsible for ensuring the effective utilization of the company's human resources, that is, the employees who work in the organization. And the duties of the HR manager span a number of activities: talent acquisition, that is recruitment and selection, compensation management, training and development, employee relations, building the culture of the organization, designing systems within the organization. So the HR function is a very important function. So the HR manager is a very critical person for the organization.
Wow. So when it comes to, Doc, when it comes to the HR manager, looking at the kind of work the HR manager is supposed to do, does the person really count?
Yeah, it does. It matters a lot because you don't only need to have the discipline knowledge or the science, behind HR, but your personality trait is also
What are some of the personalities?
Very important. You have to be a person of high integrity. That is number one, because you are like the moral compass in the organization. Everybody looks up to you. So your integrity is very, very, very high. You also have to have what I call business acumen, because when you are in an organization, whether we like it or not, the bottom line is about achieving the organizational objectives. So though HR will look at it from a people point of view, but it's more of organization point of view. How do you connect the people to the organization in order for the organization to realize its objectives, so that there will be employee well-being will be achieved in terms of what they want, and the organization will also perform. Because if the organization doesn't perform and achieve its objectives, then what are the employees?
Okay.
So yes, it's always human resource management, but the true sense is that it's all about organization.
Okay. So from what you are saying, if I'm getting you right, the HR is supposed to do his or her work, but is it supposed to be in favor of only of the organization or the people who are also working as well? Sort of like for the company, but what of the people within?
No, the people matters, because organization cannot achieve its objectives without people. So the people side is first and foremost the very important thing, because if they don't have the right motivation, the right skills, knowledge, they can't do anything to support the organization. So first of all, you need to make sure, yes, these are the results I want to achieve, and these are the people that I need to achieve that result. So there is a match. So you have to care first and foremost about the people side, as well as the organization side.
Okay.
But you can't be one-sided. You need to balance.
So you have to be in between.
Yeah, you have to balance. Balance the people side and the business side. Because if you balance only the people side and not the business side, the business will go to the south.
Wow.
But if you also don't balance the people side, then the people cannot also work towards the organization goals.
Wow.
So it's a delicate balance.
Yeah.
And that's what we always tell HR professionals, that you need to have that two cups, people cup and organization cup.
And it's a critical role.
It is. It is. The success of every organization revolves around the HR function. So if you go to an organization and you want to test the strengths of that organization, assess it from the HR department, not the financial department. Because eventually, who makes the money is the people.
Yeah, the people who make the money. Madam Florence, from what Doc has stated, dealing with the people, dealing with the organization, this side, welfare, counseling, guidance, does it fall under the HR?
It does. It does. Largely, a number of organizations have the welfare function being managed by the Human Resources Department. And that would include things like employee well-being, checking to ensure that both the mental and physical well-being of employees are well taken care of, and having facilities that ensure that employees' health and other issues are catered for. For example, under the welfare benefits of organizations, you would find things like medical health schemes that cater for employees' health. They organize fun games, etc., just to ensure that employees also have and participate in activities that keep them healthy and keep them balanced.
So with that, it's ideal that an employee can go to a HR and have a conversation with him or her on personal issues. Is that it?
Yes. I mean, in my experience, I've had employees coming to me to share very sensitive personal issues that impact their work. I mean, they wouldn't normally talk to you about it if it doesn't have any effect on their work, but they would come and share certain things which I would consider very personal because it impacts on their work, their performance, their attendance, etc. So yes, HR managers are also trained to be able to provide that first line of counseling. But if the situation requires a more professional approach, then of course there's a referral to a clinical psychologist or somebody who can give them professional counseling support.
Wow, it's just a critical role. But from this perspective, I want to ask Doc, is there like, sort of, I know we will come on the conference, is it like a refresher course that is done for HRs?
Yeah, we do, but I think more often than not, having this opportunity, I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
You see, HR people behave like the doctors. You know, they care for patients, but some of the doctors also don't care for themselves.
Okay.
Like HR, we send people for training, but we don't train ourselves.
Yes.
So when you look at most organizations, largely, that is why one of the things, that's why I feel like CEOs, at times, certain things that we send, they don't take it seriously. Because, yes, you send people for training, but you need to train yourself as HR, because your training is even more critical than anybody. As the leader of the people, of the team, you need to have what it takes to lead a team. So we must always make sure we train ourselves and also train the line managers. One of the missing pieces in the profession that we normally do, and that affects our credibility and impact in terms of in the organization context, is the fact that we don't train ourselves, we don't also train the line managers. Because, you know, every line manager is an HR manager, because line managers manage people. So we need to even train them in HR competencies. Because every line manager is HR manager. You sit here, I know you have your various departments, you have your various heads, but they work with people. Because it's people that make the organization.
Wow. So is that a reason for this conference?
Well,
more importantly, if you ask me.
Yes.
So share with us the details of this conference.
Okay, this conference, which is being organized under the theme Regulating Human Resources Management in Ghana, Standards, Ethics and Sustainability, is basically, you know, providing an opportunity for us to explore the evolving role of human resources management in Ghana, particularly as it relates to regulation, ethics and sustainability. The intention is that it will bring together practitioners, policy makers, educators to explore the evolving human resource landscape in Ghana. It will also help us to discuss the whole issue of regulation, because under the Human Resources Management Act, the act that, you know, gave effect to our institute, we are supposed to be regulating human resource practice and education in Ghana. So during this conference, we'll be discussing some strategies that can be adopted to regulate the whole practice of HR in Ghana. We'll also be discussing and exploring the talent issues in Ghana. So the conference will afford us the opportunity to actually bring together a lot of our members, to also network, to get to know themselves, because if you know what happens within our HR landscape, we need a lot of networking with our colleagues.
Yeah,
you know, you need information when you're doing salary surveys. You need to have people that you can call and get basic data just at, you know, at a call. So it's important that we get our members to know themselves and to be able to build that level of trust that that would enable them share critical information when the need arises.
Beautiful. So, Doc, what goes into it if one wants to be part of this event, and when exactly is it happening, and the venue as well?
You know, I think it's taking place on the 18th to 19th of June at Alisa Hotel, Accra. So I think we've done a lot of publication, and those who need assistance can even reach out to us. Basically, one thing that we want every HR practitioner to know, that the essence of this conference is one, like the president said, is trying to break the HR silos that we have in this country, and also to set international tone or national tone, that the people aspect of the business or the people element in every nation is the #1 priority. And if you want to progress as an organization, if you want to progress as a country, then people issues should be important to all of us.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we know that the event is happening 18th to 19th of June 2025 at the Alisa Hotels, Northridge, Accra. And the conference fees, like I asked you earlier, 3,200 for members in good standing, 2,000 Ghana cedis for student members, and also 4,000 Ghana cedis for non-members. Up to 10% discount for group of 5. So what, they come together?
Yeah, we're looking at it like organizations.
Okay.
If organization you have 5 or more people attending, you need to enjoy some discount.
Yes, so you give us 10%.
So we'll give you 10%.
Wow.
We will soon roll out another surprise, discount surprise.
Wow.
Which I won't talk about it here, but it's also coming. But it doesn't also mean that don't register, because the spaces are limited.
So make sure that you register immediately so that you be part of this important event as the 2025 HRM 2025 conference, which is happening 18th to 19th of June 2025. In studio, Florence Hashful, yes, the president of CIHRM. Your thing is so weak. CIHRM. Good. Is that a short word for it? How do you? Or yes,
it's the short I've given you.
Is that short you?
But the full rendition is the Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management, Ghana.
Good. So CIHRM. That is the president for you, and also the chief executive officer for that same institution. That is Dr. Francis Duku. Make sure that you are part of this all-important event. Let's take a short break. We'll be back with more.
This Sunday at 10 a.m., Adoration ignites with a fresh fire. Join Edinam Bright Davis as she hosts the dynamic Reverend Pajo Makwe, a man of power, presence, and pure anointing.
Welcome to Adoration with me, Edinam Bright Davis. It's a time to join us to lift up your hearts and hands in adoration to the King of Kings. This is Reverend Pajo Makwe. Reverend PJ.
Reverend PJ Makwe. Reverend PJ Makwe is an ordained minister of the Lord. I've been in the field for like 40 years, if a little more. And I am with Living Streams Ministries International. I've been the pastor for music for a long time.
Worship, praise, power. Don't just watch it, experience it. Tune in to Adoration this Sunday at 10 a.m. only on Channel 1 TV. Don't miss it.
All right, welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV. So we just got news that the Nurses Association have actually called off their strike. And there was a message via Facebook, but we have a video. Let us watch this video, and then when we come back, we get to talk to some of their authorities and know what exactly this is about and what's the way forward.
Good morning, fellow colleagues. Our dear nurses and midwives. Good morning to our employer. Good morning to the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health. A very good morning to all Ghanaians. This is a press release on the suspension of our GRNMA strike. The leadership of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association embarked on a roadmap of industrial actions on 2nd June 2025 with the wearing of red arm/headbands, followed by withdrawal of outpatient department and emergency services, which culminated into the total withdrawal of all nursing and midwifery services on 9th June 2025. Our demand from our employer was simply to have the collective agreement of Ghanaian nurses and midwives, which was signed in May 2024, duly implemented without any further delay. Having monitored the misinformation, disinformation, and the propaganda that have surrounded our strike action, the leadership of the association would like to set some records straight on the following. 1. We are nurses and midwives trained to provide essential health services to the Ghanaian population, and matters affecting us which are brought formally to the attention of the employer must be treated with the urgency it deserves and in good faith. 2. As nurses and midwives, we do not take delight in seeing our patients suffer. However, we cannot take good care of others when the system does not take good care of us. 3. The GRNMA is a non-partisan professional association and trade union, and the holder of the collective bargaining certificate covering all nurses and midwives in Ghana. In its 65 years of existence, the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association has never aligned with any political party in Ghana. Rather, it has worked with every government since 1960 in building a stronger and more resilient health system responsive to the health needs of Ghanaians, whilst at the same time, we representing the interests of nurses and midwives in matters related to their welfare and general working conditions. Considering all that has transpired from 2nd June 2025 in relation to the pleas of the good people of Ghana, pleas from our patients, and the timely intervention of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health, the leadership of the association wishes to state as follows. The engagement held with the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health and other interested parties on Thursday, 12 June 2025, was very fruitful and has paved the way for an amicable resolution of the impasse with our employer concerning the implementation of our collective agreements. 2. In view of point 1 above, the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association's industrial action initiated on 2nd June 2025 is hereby suspended, pending the outcome of the follow-up meeting scheduled for 26th June 2025. 3. We call on our dear nurses and midwives to resume their normal shift duties from Saturday, 14th June 2025. And we wish to assure you that we will not rest on our oars until the collective agreement is fully implemented. 4. We are thankful to the chairman, the ranking member, and all other members of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health for their timely intervention to set a clear framework for the implementation of our collective agreements. We are equally grateful to the nursing and midwifery fraternity, especially our GRNMA members, for the deep sense of solidarity in adhering to the roadmap. To the press, we thank you sincerely for carrying our voices to Ghanaians and indeed the whole world, and encourage you all to be professional in all matters, to protect citizens from misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda. We thank you all for your attention.
All right, and there you have it. That was the communique out there by the president of the GRNMA, the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association.
That's Perpetual saying that they've suspended the strike and they'll go according to the roadmap. Yesterday they had an engagement with the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health. But we understand we have the Vice President for the group, Mr. Akurogo, online joining us. Hello, sir. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I trust you are doing well.
I'm doing fine.
And now that you've suspended the strike, we are all excited. But first, I would want to ask you, yesterday, when you had an engagement with the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health, what transpired?
Thank you very much. And then good morning to your cherished viewers and listeners. We thank God the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health intervened promptly. The meeting was to assist in plotting out the processes and the way forward to the implementations of the collective bargaining agreement. A lot of discussions went on, and at the end of the day, there was a very fruitful outcome, and based on that, we decided that we had to confer with our National Council, which is part of our rules, to relay whatever information that we got from the meeting. And last night the council met, and I believe some of them would have also met their regional councils either last night too or this morning. Based on that, we decided to suspend the strike and wait until the 26th that we agree to meet again to see what will come out of it. So for now, the industrial action is suspended. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And after the 25th, or let's say on the 25th, if you guys meet again and say you don't reach another agreement, are we going to be looking at another industrial action strike?
We wouldn't want to preempt anything. The 25th hasn't come yet. When it comes, we'll decide what to do.
Right.
But in the interim, and now that you've called off the strike or it's suspended, and the nurses resuming work, are you having some sort of mechanism to check whether they are all at post or they are heeding to your directive?
Of course. As we have called, as you have seen in the statement, we expect that by tomorrow full schedule should, the regular schedule of nurses and midwifery services should be fully restored. However, there are instances where you may have some of our officers who were in the field doing 1, 2, 3 or the other. But for compliance, our members are very disciplined.
Right.
They listen to us. So whatever we tell them is what they would do. And that is why you would have realized that all the negative propaganda that was poured out against us, they remain resolute because they believe in the cause that we were pursuing. Thank you.
Right. I'm actually very curious and just want to ask. So there was an issue of, the retired nurses and midwives.
Rotational nurses.
Yes.
Also.
So I just want to know, are they all under the GRNMA, even though they are retired?
Yes, majority of them are under the GRNMA. And their body is called Retired Nurses and Midwives Club.
Right.
Okay. Thank you so much, Samuel Akorogo, who is the Vice President for the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. The good news coming in is that the nurses have suspended the strike that lasted for days, and patients who were affected or they were bearing the brunt, and you also bore the brunt as of this. So at least if there is a roadmap and there's a commitment that the government has to make, well, do not go back on your words. You would want to address all the concerns, cross all the T's and dot all the I's, so that the conditions of service that these nurses want, at least you can meet them halfway, or everything can be addressed for them.
Right. So anyway, let's take a quick break and we will be back with more.
AgriFair 2025 is almost here. The much anticipated AgriFair 2025 is just around the corner, happening from the 20th to the 22nd of June at the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra. Get ready for a fun, educative and exciting experience as we bring together the very best in agriculture, food, innovation and entertainment all in one place. Exhibitors, if you have registered, it's time to pay and secure your spot before it's too late. Don't miss this opportunity to showcase your products to thousands of attendees. Call 0205-973-973 now to make your payment and lock in your space at Ghana's biggest agri event. Come and enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices and treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken and more. Don't miss this. See you there. The AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 CDFM and is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, Development Bank Ghana, Agri Impact Limited, and the Horticulture Business Platform. Our technology partner is Farmerline.
All right, welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV. And of course, you know, Father's Day is in the corner. In fact, Father's Day is on Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And you probably might be wondering, what can I get my father? What can I get that father I know? But today we're going to be talking about how men choose furniture for homes and offices. So in case you probably want to buy a piece of furniture for that father that you know, this conversation is something that you will really enjoy. And it will help you and be a guide to you on how to choose this furniture for that man. Anyway, in the studio with us is Amana Biabuachi Dankwa, who's the creative director of Bassinets and More Limited. And she's going to be taking us through this because obviously she knows this. She sells furniture. She knows all these things. Hi, Amma. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you too?
I'm fine, thank you. It's nice to see you again.
I know.
It's like a year.
Yes. So we have to celebrate. Ice cream, cake. Which one?
Ice cream.
Okay.
Pistachios and chocolate.
Hey, you're my friend.
All right, so Amma, Father's Day is on Sunday, and I'm sure somebody out there probably wants to get a piece of furniture for daddy or that father or husband that in their lives. So how do men choose furniture for their homes and offices?
Okay, so good morning once again. It's two things, but it starts from one word: functionality.
Okay.
Men are very function and comfort over aesthetic, where women, oh, it's pink, it's blue.
Everything has to have brown hues.
Yes,
Everything
exactly.
has to be white and black.
Exactly. Yeah. But the man is wired to think about what will this piece of furniture do for me, whether it's a couch, a table, even an accessory of maybe a side table. What they want to understand is, if I sit in this chair, would it support my back? Am I able to recline in the chair? If I recline in the chair, can I put my feet up? Can I lie down? Okay. Is it comfortable? Comfort being, if I lie down, would the fabric rub against my skin? Would I wake up and have an itch? Can I sleep the entire night? Can I work in that couch? That's how they are thinking over how beautiful, or that also comes at the end, but for them it's function, then you find comfort, then you find aesthetic under. That's why you see that there's this couch which is ugly, or this chair which is ugly, but
the man likes that one.
He keeps sitting in that chair. Whatever house you move into,
he wants to take it.
So it's always function. Function is very important for the man. Yeah.
All right. So apart from function, I know you deal with different clients, and you see men walking in anytime. What else have you noticed that they like when it comes to pieces that they have to buy?
Okay. So these days, tech has become one of the most important factors when it comes to furniture now. Can my phone? Sorry, can the table, can the couch, can it charge my phone? Can it charge my laptop wirelessly? Yes, because sometimes they move away from, I don't want to see wires. So if I just place it on the placement section, can it charge it wirelessly? And then also, they are also looking at, how will I put this? They're also looking at how, we call it slim profile. Slim profile is, they're not looking for bulky seats anymore. You know, at first we used to have these large sofas, like what we're sitting in. This is what we call a slim profile. It's thin, it's not bulky, it's not heavy on the eye. So it's more of slim profile, and then they want to see that this has a tech function as well.
Yeah, talking about tech function, I actually was in the office with my cousin one day, and out of nowhere, he said, oh, the goods have arrived, and guess what? He bought an office chair that could massage him.